This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you
ready? It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
And thank you, Scott Shannon. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who celebrate in these United States. If you're listening elsewhere, fuck off. It's not for you. It's all about us this year. This time of year. Say hello to our pal Jordan in the frozen tundra known. Well, it's actually kind of sunny in there now for Arizona.
It's always sunny in Arizona. Hi, everybody.
That's not the name of the show. That is completely incorrect. And
I made that up. It's mine.
We're going to get sued now for that. Infringement. Anyway, welcome to the program, everybody. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, thank you very much for doing so. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, any of those places you get on-demand content, do us a kindness, go over there, leave us a positive review. It does help out this program. And if you want to join us live each and every week, we normally do it on Thursday nights, but we're doing it a couple days earlier because holiday. So if you're not here, you missed out. If you're there on Thursday, let us know how that show goes, because we're not going to be there. Join us in our live rooms on YouTube and on Twitch, and also on Twitter. You can find the program streaming there for your enjoyment and convenience, what have you here. It's Thanksgiving, Jordan. You know what that means. Of course, it shorts out. There we go.
Nothing. It doesn't mean a thing. Not here.
There you go.
We were gonna have a good time. The turkey, potatoes, it's Thanksgiving, it's Thanksgiving.
I love that every time that guy is just there. The producer guy. He's like, why are you here with a bunch of underage kids?
We gotta
celebrating Thanksgiving. Where's your family?
Yeah, I know. His family's nowhere to be found, nor are any adults.
Right. Where are the adults? You just got, P. Diddy Light, which now would probably be a bad thing.
But it's spelt like the Pedialyte logo. It's just P. Diddy Light.
P. Diddy Light.
Yeah, there we go. We should do a deep dive into him. I'm sure somebody already had. You know what the internet's like? It's like the time game in Bill and Ted, where he's like, Ted, remember your dad's keys. And then he goes behind the post and goes, thanks, there they are. Thanks, future Ted. You know, that kind of thing.
Right. We
think of something now and just go, we need to do this or do a deep dive on this. And then you turn to the internet and it's already been done. So there's really no need for you to do anything.
Yeah. Why not?
So after this, we're going to have to go on a deep dive and then find out what happened to this producer dude who produced all these schlocky teen songs for like a hot moment in the early mid-2000s, somewhere in there. He did this. He did Rebecca Black for her Friday, which I'm trying to think. We're not going to be on during that time, because I could just get something from a movie where they're yelling black and then just put black and mix it into when she's going
Rebecca Black.
There we go. That's exactly that.
I'm willing it again.
Please insert Rebecca Black.
Rebecca Black.
Fantastic.
Right.
All right. We are here. We are queer. We don't want any more bears for this particular program. Right now is what it is. Thanksgiving show. We're also going to do the holiday gaming guide. Oof. Because this is the first time I think we got it in before Black Friday. Usually we get it in after the sales. Black Friday coming up, and then what are they? Cyber Monday.
I mean, a lot of these retailers are going to do the buy two get one, or all this. It's Black Friday seems to have no meaning anymore, but I'm excited for more gaming stuff, so I'm good.
Looking in the chat, our pal Cardiff's in there. We have been reported. Finally, it's about time somebody put an end to all of this nonsense. We appreciate it.
I just like being on his radar. I was making some potatoes this morning, and I'm like, what's Cardiff doing?
And he's now
certainly not making
horrified.
A good breakfast for me.
Josh is now on his death list, is what it is.
Right, just cutting up friends. Yeah.
Speaking of friends that we're not going to cut up, say hello to our pal Brian Shea here. Hi, Brian.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I don't know. Is it my screen or is it him? Is he a little... Oh, there it is. I was going to say he's a little blurry. He's too good looking of a man to be sitting there in a blurry can.
That's why we do it. We can't let him upstage us, so we have to blur him out a little.
Let's just bring him front and center here. This is a gentleman that should be in 4K at all times.
All time.
Even 8K, if you want to expense that, even though it does nothing, it's a scam. 4K is the way for Brian Shea. That's what I
Very
say.
Nice.
God, that was gross.
Thank
you for that.
Hello, sir. How are you? How are things up in Minnesota, Canada? Whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much Canada, but we're finally getting the cold weather that Minnesota, was founded upon.
Right.
And, for the longest time, it was like 50s and 60s, which, is not normal for this time of year. But we're down to freezing now, finally. Still no snow on the ground, though.
Yeah, we about 20 miles north of me the other day got 21 inches of snow.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's that weird area of New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, right up there. It's mountainous Appalachian area, and that one particular spot got 21 inches of snow in a day.
Good Lord.
By us, it rained for like 3 hours, and it was done.
I walked to my mailbox barefoot in a tank top today because it was so sunny. Like, I just have no frame of reference to your winter.
We got to stop doing this.
And quotes.
Yeah, it looks dumb. Before we get into everything, I want to go and find my show stuff right here because I finally went over to the office and picked up the mail.
Mail's in.
And I got my first Christmas present of the season.
Oh. Nice.
From our pal Tom from Alberta, Canada. So he sent me his Christmas card. What did he sent you a card, I was told.
He sent one. I think it's downstairs somewhere. It is definitely probably not camera ready or appropriate or, for anyone under 10.
All right. My Christmas present from Tom this year was the oversized. It's not even the party size. It's not the family size. It's larger than that.
Right.
Maybe because they're on the metric system up there that it makes more sense that it's bigger. The one, the only, Ruffles all dressed potato chips.
Yeah, I'm almost done with my bag because I checked my mail a little bit sooner than you did. And yes, I opened that box and it was the Costco giant sized all dressed and it made me happy. It's the best gift I've ever gotten.
You could probably say, hey, they sell these in the United States. What's the big deal? Well, one, this logo looks totally different than the United States one. Two, the United States version of this is more barbecue flavor leaning.
Right.
The real Canadian ones are more vinegar, and they are fantastic.
That sounds way better.
They are very good.
You're right there at the border. Why don't you just smuggle some across the whatever water? No, are you landlocked or you got water next to them too? I should know geography better.
Hey man, those tariffs are coming.
I know. So you better go there and get all you can of this and the fruit-flavored, colored Fruit Loops that are making a big deal here in the United States because we use all kinds of poisonous dyes, apparently.
Yeah, those tariffs are coming. I don't think I'm not going to leverage Tom from Alberta's truck driving skills when it comes to trying to get some goods over the border for a lesser price.
But be nice to him. Maybe throw some some money his way for the weighing fees when the trucks have to get to the scales.
Yeah.
No,
I told him I'd pay him. I talked to Tom outside of this.
I will also say to you consumer folks out there, don't be fooled by this nonsense. These Pringles all-dress chips, they are what we'll call a falsehood. They are in name only. They do not taste like authentic all-dress chips. These are a waste of your money. And I know that was a gift, but, it went right where it was supposed to go.
Now, how often are Pringles a waste of time? Because I've always found great success with Pringles.
I've found success with Pringles, the original flavor of Pringles, when they're the only thing around.
Wow.
You sit there and you go, all right, because if there's a bag of, I'll even say this too, original Lay's, and I hate Lay's.
Ooh.
I'd rather have that than the Pringles. But, I'm a man of means, of upscale tastes. So I've got the Hers, I've got the Utz, I've got those kind of things. Sometimes regional chips are way better than Pringles.
Bowl and basket.
Yes, very much so.
Favorite.
But, I have those too. I'll go grab those in a second to show you. But yeah, Pringles, regular Pringles, fine. They've been around forever. They are what they are. We've tried so many variations of Pringles, all their different flavors, and they've all been disappointments. Even their Texas brisket, which I was super excited for.
Yeah.
And that was for naught. it was a waste of time. I'm sure you look like a sour cream and cheddar or sour cream and onion type of guy, Brian.
Yeah, I love a good sour cream and onion.
All right.
It's like, what's that supposed to mean?
I don't know what that is.
It means he's a basic bitch. That's what it means.
Jeez.
Yes, a lot of people.
I was going to say, I've got these that we're going to try eventually. I've got the hot ones.
Oh, I think I got those too. Hold on, let me go find them.
You grab the other two, and I've got them both. So I've got the hot ones. I've tried, like, there's one, they did a, what was it, a Philly cheesesteak that wasn't too bad.
Oh, interesting.
They've leaned into being, like, they've become the Oreo of, like, potato crisps. So they're, like, just throwing every flavor out at you. They did a everything bagel Pringles, and
what?
That's just not a good mix because they wanted it to taste like the cream cheese.
Oh,
and it just tasted like onion.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just so weird.
I don't know. I always grew up on Utz. Like that was always like my brand because I grew up in the Mid-Atlantic. So that was kind of like the one that I would go for. But like Eric's right though. Like the regional chips are often very good. Like even the like the regional flavors, like the crab chips, I love. The Carolina barbecue chips are always awesome.
Ooh, what do you got?
Oh,
that sounds good.
Yeah, those are fantastic. I'm not a big fan of seafood, but I do love the Old Bay and the crab seasonings. What is it? Chicky and Pete's out of Philadelphia. They do the crab fries with the melt. It's a weird kind of melted cheese with it. Fantastic. And then, going into Brian's hometown area of Maryland, where you get the Old Bay or somebody's concoction of seafood seasonings, and you find those at like gas stations and
You're right.
and whatnot, and you go, I'm gonna give that a try because that looks better than getting a can of Pringles. Delicious.
I've got a brand that I've never found that got sent to me called Cabot. This one's I'm looking forward to this popcorn. Pepper Jack seasoned.
You don't know Cabot? It's a big dairy company.
Well, we don't have it out here.
Oh, okay. I'll find some of the what seasoning was that again?
It's the Pepper Jack, and then I've got the maple cheddar. I've got a couple of them. So.
I found a bunch of weird because I hate flavored popcorns.
I hate sweet popcorn.
I found a bunch of them. What was the ones I sent you? That one was like peppermint, and the other one was a cinnamon swirl.
Oh yeah, the Smart Pop ones.
Yeah.
It was like a hot chocolate.
At some point, I'll try those. Those look delicious. But
why? Oh, speaking of flavored popcorn, like, what do you guys feel about the like cheddar caramel combination? Because it's such a weird combination, but it somehow works for me.
What, together or in the can that they sell it?
Oh, they've done it together.
Together.
Yeah. No.
It's such a weird thing, and like it wouldn't work in any other food item of combining cheese and caramel, but for some reason it works in popcorn for me.
It really does. It's kind of annoying. Because you're right, like none of that should work, and yet here they are.
No, if I'm not a fan of combining those two together for any kind of product, they should be remaining separate but equal. And
one of those guys,
the tins that come, the multi-flavor popcorn tins, I will put it down in the middle of the street and then try to field goal it down the block if I ever get one of those.
I mean, you don't like caramel, cheddar, and stale?
Excuse me, what?
Caramel, and I'm gonna stick to it.
I don't know what that is.
Caramel.
Yes, caramel. I am familiar. Yes.
So.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to elevate the show a little bit.
No, you're dragging it down in an incredible speed, but go ahead.
Eric, remind me, were you the one that turned me on to Duke's mayonnaise?
Oh, Duke's mayonnaise is good.
No, because I mean, only within the last few years has it been more readily available in this area. It's weird in this area. Hellman's is the big one.
Same here.
But people love Kraft mayo, which is okay if it's just the little packets and you're getting a sandwich from 7-Eleven or something like that. If that's what you got, that's what you got. And there's a lot of people that still like Miracle Whip that I just want to smash the jar into their face when I find that out. It's like, what is wrong with you? No, it's the best. It is not. It's not.
You would hate Kewpie mayo then, because it's very almost Miracle Whip.
No, is Kewpie mayo
that Japanese kind?
Yeah. No, I've tried that. Gittles had it. It's okay. Yeah. It's
good in the right situation.
I like it.
That's exactly it. Like if I know there's some sushi rolls that have mayo in them, and I think that's where it would apply better. but I don't like sushi, so I would never try it. But I've tried it on its own, and I was like, yeah, it seems like it's better to mix into a recipe than have as like putting it for a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, I have Kewpie mayonnaise in my fridge, and it's only for like cooking. Like I made like a creamy like miso ramen, and it was like Kewpie mayonnaise was like one of the base ingredients, and it worked so well.
Because it's got a little bit of tang, so like it's just enough. Like you're not spraying it on a sandwich. Like you have to add it to something, or you mix something in it to make like an aioli or something like that. So
it's not one you dip into your French fries into either. It's too weak.
No.
Nah. But I went that way because I was going to say it was time for me to refill my mayonnaise, and I went to my local grocery store, and I was about to grab the Hellmann's, and then I looked over and I was like,
Duke's.
There's Duke's there.
Duke's
So
is an acceptable substitution. For me, I will always get Hellmann's. If I'm at someone's house and they have Duke's, no objections, no complaints whatsoever. Like I said, if I see Miracle Whip in that fridge, I am leaving that fridge open so that the food spoils when they're not looking, and then I'm leaving their house unannounced. But other than that,
they were wondering why you were there to begin with.
Me too. I just got wandered in there aimlessly. We are in Thanksgiving season, going into holiday season, but Thanksgiving season for specialty foods is very short and is not timed properly because some places release their Thanksgiving based food products like the week before Halloween. And then you go, it's like, all right, we're in November, and they're already sold out. Like Trader Joe's is infamous for doing this stuff. It's never on a normal schedule. It's not even on a retailer schedule where, in August I can start buying winter jackets, and getting ready to go. Pumpkin beer is already there. Where, the advance notice that you have. Trader Joe's does none of that. And it took years before I could finally get a bag of their Thanksgiving stuffing potato chips.
I just got sent a picture of that today. That's why I remembered Bowl and Basket.
So we got them. We tried them for the consumer, and did not live up to the hype that everybody was saying. These are fantastic. These are amazing. Now, going back to my statement of regional chips being fantastic, we came across this brand called Bowl and Basket. And Bowl and Basket is the generic brand for ShopRite supermarkets. And they put out their own products and stuff. They have their turkey and stuffing wavy chips. Now, I'm not too big a fan of the wavy chips, but it works in this sense because the Trader Joe's stuffing chips are just regular, weak, original style
kettle
chips. No, they're not kettle, are they?
I think they're kettle.
All right, well, whatever they're weak, and the flavoring on it is weak. It's not living up to what you want here. This, you would think, this is just some kind of generic label. The brand, these have been fantastic. I seek these out every year, and also for Jordan because they're an East Coast product that Jordan can't get. So this bag and another bag are going for Jordan. So I'm just going to huck it over my shoulder right there.
Yeah, give me the scraps.
Yeah,
then. Thanks.
Those are going to Jordan as well. Fantastic time for food products, but it's a very short window because, as we've seen already, all the Christmas stuff is already out for like Starbucks and all the fast food places. Five Guys and Chick-fil-A already have their peppermint milkshakes out, and peppermint mocha coffees are everywhere. And
I had one today.
Oh, you did?
Did you?
Yeah, I finally caved. I've never gotten one before. But my girlfriend the other day, we went to Starbucks and she got like a peppermint chai tea or something.
It's already a lie, girlfriend. Right, okay.
And I tasted it and I was like, all right, that like brought back a memory of eating like Andy's Mints, which I absolutely love. And I was like, I was at Target today and I was like, I'm going to get a peppermint mocha. And it was pretty good.
Target, the home of Starbucks, yes.
Yeah, it really is.
And you're in the land where where Target was created in your city. Is like,
they're headquartered here still.
Yeah, it looms over the city, like kind of like when the ships showed up from Independence Day. You just kind of wake up, you look out the window.
There's
a giant Target. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's blocking out the sun like Mr. Burns' machine. The big Target logo just wreaks havoc over the city of Minneapolis. The peppermint mocha is the only time of the year that I'll actually drink coffee because I like the smell of coffee. I love going into coffee shops and smelling, all the different flavorings and concoctions that they made. What's better than finding a coffee shop that looks like an apothecary You go in there like, this is very weird, but I'm sure the food and the drinks are excellent because it's so off-putting. This looks like it's going to be fantastic. Get the peppermint mocha, and that's about as great as you can get as far as a holiday beverage. I'm not an eggnog fan. I don't enjoy things in nog form. I do enjoy the peppermint stuff. Starbucks has a orange cranberry refresher holiday thing that I'm interested in trying. And, of course, with the holiday season, that means the Dewanta Claus.
Oh, the Dewanta Claus.
ZOA specials come back, which
this
tastes, it's a vitamin drink / energy drink kind of thing, Brian.
Okay.
The ZOA company is owned by Dwayne Johnson. This flavor tastes like, when you get the really good cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving, where it's not the can, it's like a lot of pulp from the cranberry in there, and you taste the orange, like almost like you're biting into the orange rinds in there with it. That's that in convenient drink form. So it's not a commercial, but it's fantastic. If you ever want to give that a go, I recommend you do so.
How many brands does The Rock own now? Like, goodness gracious.
He owns a very, very successful tequila company.
I know that.
That does ungodly well. He has the ZOA Energy Company. He's got cross promotions with Body Armor for all kinds of shoes and apparel.
Right.
He just he was at the Target within the area of where I live, drivable. He was at a Target not too far from here. He got off the plane and went to a Target. He's got like a whole men's product line.
Jeez. Oh yeah, he's it's like hair care products
and tattoo
face products, tattoo creams, and things like that.
He's got a whole tattoo line of creams and lotion stuff to help preserve your tattoo if you just got it, or if you've got a long-term tattoo, long time ago tattoo. It looks kind of faded. You put this stuff here, and it's supposed to help reinvigorate the color in your ink and all that.
Yeah,
the guy's. I don't want to say he's throwing his name on everything because he's not, but he's really choosy with what he's investing in.
Yeah, the line's called Papa Tui. And it's like a skincare line.
Yeah. And then his face is all over with Disney because Moana 2 is out now, so he's all over the place. His Maui character is all over the place in all the stores, toy stores, what have you. That Red Santa, depending where you read and who you talk to, it's either good or terrible. So I don't know. I'm going to give myself the chance to watch that before I make my opinion.
And he's got a bright future with Black Adam. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
He's the new face of DC. What are you talking about? He's changing the game.
Well, he's also one of the heads and on the board of the WWE and the UFC. Yeah, so he's got that position too. He's rumored to be coming back to the WWE, I think again for another WrestleMania run with his family, with the Bloodline. He's got a few things going on. He will never be hurting for money.
No, he's done well for himself. I think we can agree that he has he's done all right in his career.
He has done fantastic. I wanted to show you these because I showed Jordan these not too long ago. But I wanted to show you these. Look at these things. These are gourmet cookies.
Oh my God!
Right? Let me get the other one here.
Really good.
Strawberry toaster pastry and
so it's like a toaster strudel.
No, they're
like
cookies.
Cookie.
It's a stuffed cookie.
Oh.
So you bite into this thing and there's all this gooey goodness inside.
Toaster pastry. Are they going for like a Pop-Tart or like a toaster strudel?
I think it's I don't know. I haven't tasted it yet, but I would assume either or.
Answer his question.
Yeah, it could be. All right, you want me to try it? I'll do it now.
Yeah, you know what? Try one out.
What was the other flavor?
Oh my God,
cannoli.
Smells fantastic.
All right, I want to see what it looks like before you break into that thing.
All right, it's got
a fat cookie.
It's got, I don't know if it's white chocolate or macadamia chips on it. Some colored sprinkles on there.
That almost looks like a crumble cookie, but just thick.
Yeah, look how thick that is.
I know how much you
beast
love
of a
crumble.
cookie.
Breaking it open.
Oh, see, that looks good.
This looks very Pop-Tartish.
Yeah, it's a cookie Pop-Tart. I like watching Eric eat. It's always good stuff.
Okay.
I feel like he's going to say it's too much. Look at his face.
Seems overwhelmed by the flavor.
Right. Too much sugar.
This is fantastic.
Whoa.
And I'm not a sugary person.
Plot twist.
It's definitely not Pop-Tart tasting.
Okay.
It's definitely more, I would say, the toaster strudel kind of flavoring in the middle. But I'll say it's even better than that. This is sticking a spoon into a jar of Smucker's preserves and just eating it right out of the jar kind of jelly.
Now imagine you heat that up just a little bit.
Yeah.
So now you're burning your mouth with strawberry flavoring, but it's
worth
delicious.
Oh my God. Who makes this again?
The Rock.
Right.
Yeah, these are his Sunday cheat cookies.
Yeah, the cookie tooies.
My Cookie Dealer is the name of the company.
Oh, that's what they get you hooked on the first one.
They had a few other flavors too. Oh my God.
There was a whole wall of them. You sent me a picture and there was like rows of different flavors. And I'm just like, oh, I want to try every one of those things.
I love when
I've never seen them.
Who doesn't enjoy, well, most people, I guess, but I enjoy when you go to the stores and there's a new end cap display and you're like, what is this fantasticness? Oh my God, I gotta clear that out. It's now burning my throat. Okay. I'll be diabetic in the morning, but for now, everything's good. And you can see back here, you can tell it's holiday season.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at those.
Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff.
Peppermint cocoa. And also my favorite.
I was going to say, did you find any of the Tate's ones yet?
I didn't grab them yet, but
I grabbed some.
I haven't seen the peppermint ones because they're still doing gingerbread and something else.
Right.
But when I find the peppermint ones, I'll do that.
Tate's are a good crispy
cookie. You talked about the Pringles earlier. These are the ones.
Yeah, those are both flavors. I've got those.
Yeah. I don't know. Every time they tie to Pringles needs all the help it can get. But like anytime they tie into a gimmick, they're usually not that great. A lot of products, when they cross with another major brand, sometimes they're not that good. But this one is, the barbacoa is pork flavored, right?
I think it's going to be more of the braised beef flavoring, yeah.
And then the verde verde salsa one.
Yeah.
But barbacoa, yeah.
All right. We're not even getting to the holiday game guy. We just ate food, and this was not what we were supposed to do.
I came completely unprepared.
Notable game expert Brian Shea here to watch Eric eat Pringles. You actually going to eat Pringles right now? Oh, I'll take some Pringles.
Okay.
The green ones.
It smells like what it's supposed to. Smells like spicy beef.
But you didn't even know what barbacoa was. What do you know what it smells like?
Yeah, I thought it was...
you thought it was pork.
It depends on if you're going to like Chipotle or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
You can see right here, it's got the red flavoring all over it.
I think if I had any like weird flavor.
It's spicy.
You with your spice.
Okay. Not smart to eat it after a strawberry filled cookie, but it is
your
spicy.
Barbacoa cookie.
It's not a chemical burn. It's an actual spice burn, which is nice and welcomed because most of the time you try this stuff and you can just feel your taste buds eroding because of the chemical burns. This is pretty on point. Oh my God, yeah.
So white.
Yeah, I know. White there, gringo. I would definitely try these again. Like I would get these. Again, I am surprised I have to walk back my statement of Pringles that these are actually
like so quickly too.
Really good. Thanks to the hot ones too, by the way. Otherwise,
yeah, their brand is getting everywhere now.
Yeah, I have.
Because they just did ramen.
They just did Hot Pockets too.
What?
There's Hot Ones Hot Pockets.
Yeah, I could never find the hottest ones. They were very limited edition. I found like the Verde ones. And then, yeah, they're putting out, it's either hitting stores now or going to be hitting stores, Hot Ones Ramen.
Oh,
so you're going to get some really nice spicy ones.
Gabby's in the chat. She's shaming me for mexplaining again. Sorry, I apologize, Gabby.
Eric's our south of the border correspondent.
Your ladies of Mexican descent, right?
She actually was born in Mexico.
Does she kind of look down upon you for not enjoying the spicier stuff? Because I know you're a big curry guy, but I don't know if you're like a spicy curry guy.
I love spice.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're more, again, he's better looking and more of a man than I am. So fantastic. These are the Verde ones. They do look green, so that it looks like they're rotting.
Yeah, I got some of those too.
We've entered the ASMR portion of the show.
Right. Perfect because of the radio audience, but
yeah, we're just filling time.
Okay. It is spicy. I was never a big fan of the green salsa and the green sauces. They're okay, but it tastes accurate.
You know what this tastes like? It tastes like a jalapeno, which you have notoriously told me you have no care for jalapeno.
No.
So which makes sense. I think those are good.
They're really both good. I would recommend these. Yeah.
Yeah, the only Hot Ones product that I have in my house, they did a collaboration with Diablo 4 when that game was coming out, and they sent, I think it's a hot sauce called Lilith's Hatred.
Oh.
And I had several friends over, and they were passing around the hot sauces and trying them, and they said that one was by far the hottest.
I was going to say, did you ever fall into the trap of doing those one chip challenges?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did one twice,
but...
and they're just the worst. Like, they're the worst. Like, it just hurts. Like, why are we doing this? It's too hot. There's no reason for this
Eric's
anymore.
suffering. He's got the napkin on the tongue.
Just trying to wipe it off.
He's going to go up and get, like, full, like, cream milk, just coat himself.
Yeah, I'm going to go do some coffee creamer shots right after this, and
that didn't even help when I had to do my ghost pepper for the charity live streams we used to do.
Yeah,
where like
I donated to that.
God, somebody donated $1,000 2 years in a row for me to do ghost peppers, and
People loved watching Brian suffer.
I was like, give me that milk. Like 3 minutes in, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need that milk, and I drank it, and it like my face was numb, my throat was starting to feel numb, so I started drinking the milk. It wasn't very obviously, but it felt like in my mouth the milk was like heating up. Like that's how it felt. It was like, is this milk hot? Or like, no, we just took it out of the fridge. I'm like, it tastes hot.
I did one of the one chip challenges. I did the one chip challenge one year, and it was unbearable. Like, it was the worst. So then the next time someone talked me into it, I learned a few tricks where if you eat bananas before you do it, the potassium for some reason coats the inside of your mouth when you eat the banana, and it was less painful. It still hurt, but it didn't feel as bad as the first time I did it. Now, I'm never going to do them again. I don't think people need to do them at all. So, like, I watch the hot ones, and I sit there and cringe where people are, like, wiping their eyes. I'm like, please don't do that. That hurts.
He warns them now.
Yeah. Well, he's had to. He's probably blinded a few people. Eric wouldn't last, like, 2 rounds in that show.
No.
Just be like, give me the ice cream.
I like some spices. I like some, I love Nashville hot chicken. I love Nashville hot sauce on a lot of different things. Anytime I've tried some of those commercial sauces that say ghost pepper, you're like, this is really nothing. It's like, all right, I get it, but if I'm thinking it's too hot, everybody else is probably thinking this is next to nothing. So it's when you start getting those weird sauces that are, again, regional, or have to sign warnings for in order to purchase those kind of things. Yeah, it's like I'll never touch that at all. Mason K in the chat, coat your mouth with candle wax. Yes, we've learned that from The Simpsons. That's how you win the chili cook-offs. Fantastic. Correct. My tongue is still burning. This is not going to end well. So we should probably get into the reason that Brian is here. And Brian is an expert in all things video games. In fact, he has a podcast called All Things Nintendo. And I'll throw that little plug up there for you so everybody can see it. There's his social media, his All Things Nintendo podcast, available wherever you get your finer podcasts, Apple, Spotify, etc. No longer at the place that he was formerly employed at, and he's more of a gun for hire at the moment. Is that correct?
That is true. Primarily working on the podcast, but also doing some consulting work with various game studios and working on a few other side projects that are not able to be announced at this time. But yeah, mostly just building the podcast. I have a Patreon that people can support if they want a second podcast from me that's industry wide. But yeah, just kind of growing that. And
what's the Patreon?
It's you can just search All Things Nintendo, or you can go, I think it's patreon.com/Brian Shea Podcasts.
Okay, there you go. Doesn't All Things Nintendo kind of limit your availability on certain
like in terms of what to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weeks like this week where there's absolutely no news.
Painted yourself into a corner.
Well, I've missed 1 week in the 3+ years that I've been running this show, and it was because we had like a layoff or a couple layoffs or something like that, and we just all agreed that while it was under the Game Informer umbrella, that all of us were just going to take like the rest of the week to not do any shows or podcasts or anything. So that was the only week that I've missed since I started in 2021.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense not to do anything during that week,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it was a mistake or anything, but yeah, it was just like that was the only time that I missed an episode. I probably would have missed an episode when they closed us down in August, but I had already recorded it because they laid us off on Friday, as they are known to do. So the episode was already in the hopper. I just had to record like a little like prologue that was like, hey, by the way, this happened. I recorded this before this happened. Enjoy.
It would be nice to know somebody, either in my personal or professional life, who isn't either having the knife looming or the axe looming over their head, or have suffered from said axe where everyone has just been dodging layoffs or has been laid off. Like this year, I've known way too many people. You're in the sim. What are you doing? Not much right now. Why? What? Oh, that's right. Your company laid off. What happened to you? My company laid me off the month before. Oh, yeah. So it's like it's becoming too complacent, too normalized that everyone's been laid off or is about to be laid off. This needs to change.
Yeah.
Next year has to be different because we can't function like this.
Yeah, and just the fact that I'm sure that you guys have older family members who have hey, I worked at this company for 25, 30 years. And it's like that is just barely ever happens nowadays.
Yeah, that whole mindset of, and it doesn't even go that far back. It could even go to our parents' generation, where they're, you get laid off, but you get another job somewhere else in the industry. It seemed to have been much easier for them to just pick up and start anew with another company, where now it's just like, well, why can't you just go to another? Because they're also having layoffs. And the whole industry, having to talk to some family members and sort of give them the pitch meeting of why the industry has collapsed and why the other surrounding industries are also collapsing, as to, well, why can't you just go I listen to this station, or I watch this thing. Why don't you just go work there? Because they're owned by the same company, or they're owned by the other company that's folding.
Or they're already running a skeleton crew and they're not looking to bring anybody else on.
Right. And, going into Christmas, I'm sure the skeleton crew will be let go as well, because now automation is here. So it'd be nice if everyone's industry, somebody had a job where yeah, we're doing great. Wow, you're the one. Tell me what that's like. Do you see yourself going forward in still doing the journalism kind of stuff, or are you looking to shift gears into something else?
I'm open to I think journalism would be my number one choice if I had my druthers, but it's kind of tough out there, especially for any kind of journalism. That is one of the fields getting hit the hardest right now. And I think that is something I'd like to explore long term as a more sustainable way forward for that field, because it is currently not so. But yeah, I mean, I'd be open to going to a game publisher or anything else in the games industry.
Hypothetical for you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Elon Musk goes and buys the NBC cable channels that they're looking to sell or reorganize, whatever, and he decides he's going to bring back G4 in some way, shape, or form.
Didn't they already try that?
Yeah, but that was still with NBC. This is going to be the new whatever he calls it. You open to that or not really?
If Elon Musk is going to be my boss, no.
No? Okay. You never know. You got to ask.
I know some people who worked for Twitter when he took over, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good transition.
All right. Well, look, I wish I could say these are just, joking scenarios, but anything's possible right now. And look, the same thing happened with Twitter when somebody said, hey, Twitter might be up for sale. And he posted, really, how much is it? And then lo and behold, there we go. So now that this is going around, this might be a spite purchase. Like, who knows what he's going to do if he buys it. All I'm saying is there might be availabilities for jobs. That's all.
Well, I mean, he didn't even want to buy Twitter. He just threw that out as a shit post. And then he was like, I guess now I have to because the courts found that he committed to doing it.
Yeah. Don't you hate when when you're tweeting out stuff or you're just in the hypothetical conversation, you throw it out there and then you're forced to spend billions of dollars on a property. They're like, oh no, I was kidding. No, we have the contract right here. We're ready to go and we've accepted your offer.
Yeah, you're drunk posting on Facebook and next thing you know, you bought a racehorse.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit.
You own the Denver Broncos and then you got to sit there
the Denver Broncos.
It's just, you just don't understand football. You got a football team. You just don't get it, do you? No. Well, we'll keep looking for you, Brian.
I appreciate it.
In my ventures through the charred remains, the Mad Max style entertainment industry that we live in now. If I see anything video game related, I'll find out who to put in a good word for you. Even the studio systems are being bought up by major companies. It's almost like the networks when they were buying up properties and stuff. What was the studio that we just were talking about last week that Sony was looking to buy?
Katakawa, which is the parent company of From Software, the developers behind Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Yeah, 3 times and I got it wrong. Elden Ring. But so they buy it, and not all the time like when Microsoft bought a bunch of studios, those games were not cross-platform. Like they only recently, with a couple of properties, started opening them, like Sea of Thieves. Now you can play on PlayStation, and forever it was a Microsoft and PC exclusive. There was another. What's the other one too? Is it Call of Duty that they're looking to do something? No, it's not Call of Duty.
Well, Call of Duty they had to agree that they were going to keep that multi-platform.
That's
otherwise,
yes, yeah.
Otherwise, the FCC or FTC wasn't going to approve it.
Right. No, there was another game franchise I think they were looking to open up.
I mean, there was Grounded, there was Pentiment, there was Ori and the Blind Forest. That was those were all.
Well, Ori was one of those things where I think they struck that deal where Ori went to Nintendo platforms, and I loved that because then I was able to play that anywhere, and I had both of I think on my Switch, so that was a good move I think on their part.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic game system franchise.
Podcast Media, our friends are in the chat there saying, I hate when I get drunk and buy a football team. It just happens all the time,
Right.
And then you're trying to pawn it off on somebody else. It just becomes a Ponzi scheme at this point. Let's talk about the holiday gaming stuff here. What can you recommend? We're going into the Thanksgiving break here. Everybody's going to be doing shopping the next few days. We got Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, Dollar General Tuesdays, which I don't think is a thing, but I'm just going to say it is. What can we recommend? What are we looking at here that people should be focusing on? And it's hard to do the video game stuff each and every year because it's just not like the days where you used to go to Toys R Us and pull the ticket and then go over to the cage and they would hand you the physical game. A lot of the companies aren't going to do physical media anymore. So you either have to go online and buy the gift card for Steam, for Xbox, for PlayStation's network, what have you. Or if the company's big enough, you can buy the gift card to pay for the game. What did we just buy for one of my nieces? Roblox. Roblox has gift cards.
Oh,
yeah. Roblox has... what is it? There's a new game coming out now for kids. Is it Gabby's Dollhouse? Something's coming to Roblox. It's a kids game thing. But at Target, I saw there's Roblox gift cards, either to buy the games that go through Roblox or to add money to the Roblox system in order to do whatever else you want to do. By the way, didn't the Backrooms start on Roblox?
I believe so, yeah. Because Roblox became more of a platform than it is just a straightforward game.
Right.
So, I think that's where that started.
Yeah. Roblox should not be, and it is, and it's, exceeding expectations with the nonsense that it comes out with. So back to the physical game stuff there. It's harder to go and just buy a game, wrap it up, and give it as a Christmas present. What are we recommending here? How are we navigating this holiday season with all of this?
I mean, I think a lot of people are in that position where it's like they are only digital right now, right? Like they don't really go to Walmart and get the new release. They just log on to their Xbox or their PlayStation, and when Call of Duty comes out, they just either preload it or they download it right at midnight whenever the game hits, and they just have it. So I didn't even look at like physical game sales to talk to you guys about. I was just looking at like the digital storefronts, like the PlayStation Store,
that's
the Switch
fine.
shop.
I'm just saying,
Xbox.
whatever games we can recommend.
Yeah, I mean,
I just had this memory too when you said about the PC games. You used to go to stores like B. Dalton or Babbage's, those kind of things, and they would have. It was like the bastard versions of the games. Like they had to take this in order to hang out with this kid. You had to bring his little brother with you. So there was like Nintendo, there was Sega, there was early days of Xbox, and then in the back it would say PC, and it was like 1 to 2 shelves, and they were just thick giant boxes of games that were on DVD-ROMs, CD-ROMs, and I kind of missed those too, because you'd go back there and you're like, why isn't this game on the Nintendo? Why isn't this game? You didn't know at that point that how all this worked. You just don't have anything to physically get anymore. So whatever the game is, let's hear like what we recommend to people of what's the good stuff for everybody to get this holiday.
I mean, I feel like my biggest recommendation this year is Astrobot. I don't know if you guys have played this game.
I almost bought the controller bundle that I think they dropped a deal on it within the last couple of days on like Walmart. All the Black Friday sales are starting to go early. And there was a controller bundle. I was like, ooh, I might get that myself.
Yeah, it's a PS5 exclusive, and it is a rare 3D platformer that is as good, if not better, than a typical 3D Mario game. And it's developed by Team Asobi, who is an internal PlayStation developer, and it is a follow-up to the game that comes packed in with your PS5, which is called Astro's Playroom. Mm-hmm. And the way that I could describe this game is it's just like so jam-packed full of creativity, genius level design, it's some cool technological stuff that happens with your controller. Like if it's raining, you'll feel the raindrops hitting your controller. The triggers are like adaptive and everything. And there's so many fun collectibles and exploration and different abilities that you get. And it's just like a really well-made and joyful experience. It's
very colorful.
It is, and it's beautiful too.
Like vivid, it's like the contrast of the blue ocean with the neon blue jet flames, whatever coming out of the jet there. It's very vivid.
Well, and I feel like when they bundled the tech demo in with the PS5, this really did showcase what that controller could do. And I haven't really seen a lot of games really take advantage of some of the things that they have been able to do and then bring to this game. So it is nice to see someone actually taking that tech and making it useful instead of I have to turn down this thing that keeps yelling at me on my controller. So I mean, it is nice, and it's a really fun game. Like it really is cool.
It looks like some of the gameplay looks like it's borrowing from Sonic.
Or Crash Bandicoot, or just any other fun platformer. Like it is just an amalgam of all kinds of really cool stuff.
And it's one big homage to like the history of PlayStation as well. Yep. So like you get to the end of one world, you're seeing it right now, and there's God of War, and like there's a level based on God of War, and then there's another level that's based on like Ape Escape, and just down the line of like all these major. I don't want to spoil like some of the other ones that happen, but like they actually have gameplay in those levels.
Portal
inspired. No Portal.
Damn it. I'm so excited when Portal shows up somewhere.
Do you think this is something that they would support with some kind of DLC to bring in more properties later on? If they've
already done that,
so?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've already had I think a free update, and then they've announced I think there is paid DLC coming down the line as well. But they added speedrun levels, which has become extremely competitive.
Oh, right.
Online because people are just having a blast, like trying to exploit those levels as much as they can to like get the shortest times. And then I think they added characters from Helldivers into that.
Nice.
Because what you're doing is you're going around these levels, and they're like linear, straightforward 3D platforming levels, but then you can like explore a little bit, like just off the beaten path, little tiny exploration areas, and you're looking for like a set number of hidden bots throughout the level. Some of them are just generic robots, and other ones are based on like classic PlayStation characters. So you'll be like going through and you'll find this character and you'll be like, oh, it's Ryu from Street Fighter. And
this would be a great game for Eric, because when we play Sea of Thieves, he tends to not do anything that we want him to do. He wants to try to break the game and go behind buildings and walls.
Well, I don't need to. It's been broken for the last year now, so now I'm trying to play it straight through the whole game.
I'm just saying it would be nice for you to have little side quests that you can go do that would at least be part of the game. So this would be good.
Our pal Gio from Colorado saying it's nominated for Game of the Year in the Game Awards.
It is. And I will say that 4 of my top 5 games of the year, personally, are nominated for the Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So I'm pretty well in line with what they chose over for that award show.
I was going to say, what's on your list?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is currently my pick.
Oh, so good.
That game is fantastic. It's another PlayStation exclusive, which is funny because I have a Nintendo podcast.
Are you serious?
No.
I'm like, what the hell?
Never played it, but I've never heard of it.
But yeah, you can. They do the thing where they're like, oh, you can play it even if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it's like that's just a sales pitch. Like, play Final Fantasy VII Remake before you play Rebirth. Otherwise, you're not going to know what the heck is going on.
Right.
And both of them are very good and
it's
very
gorgeous too.
Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. I think it is on sale as well, and it's also nominated for Game Awards.
Right, and it's going to be the second part of the full remake of the Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
that's multi-platform, right?
No, it's just PS.
No. Well, I mean, it's on PC as well. The remake is. Rebirth, I think, eventually will come to PC, but I think it's just PlayStation right now. But it is on sale. Normally, it is the digital deluxe. It looks like is like normally $90, and it's $54 right now.
That's a good.
There have been. I mean, this isn't anything new. At least the last 20-something years, where you have games that are exclusive to certain platforms, and then it takes a while before they finally release it to other platforms, if they do at all. Like BioShock was one of my favorites, and it would be on PlayStation for the longest time before it would show up on Xbox, and eventually now it's on Steam and those places. Are we going to see more and more of this now as studios are being absorbed by the gaming platforms, or are we going to get to a point where it's just like we have to cross-platform or we're not going to make any money?
Well, Xbox has shown that they are leading the way with like kind of breaking down the platform barriers. Like, they've been very proactive about making it so that like you can just play these games wherever you want. Like, their big initiative is Xbox Cloud Gaming, which lets it so you can just play Xbox games on your phone if you want, or your iPad or your smart TV. Like, my TV back there, I can play Xbox games on there through the cloud without having any kind of thing attached to it. And then, of course, like almost every game that is created by Xbox Game Studio is also on PC. So they are really pushing for that. PlayStation has been less willing to do it, but they've also been putting games out on like PC a lot lately. So like, you can play like God of War on Steam if you want to, or Horizon Forbidden West. And, I have a Steam Deck right here, and I have Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of my favorite games in a long time.
I was going to say, how does that play? Because I need to buy it, and I don't know.
Plays really well.
Okay, because some of those bigger games always worry me. That I know the Steam Deck can handle a lot of things. I was having fun with God of War, but something like Ghost of Tsushima, like it feels like that would be too big.
It's gonna drain your battery, but I think you're gonna be all right. I would still prefer to play it up on a big screen. Like, I was thinking about replaying it, and I was like, man, I think I'm just gonna reinstall it to my PS5.
Because I was playing Harry Potter, and sometimes it stutters a little bit, but it still looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like,
the Steam Deck is really impressive. And honestly, so getting back to Eric's question before we move on to the next thing, but like,
who cares about him?
PlayStation is starting to loosen up a little bit. Oh, well, we lost Eric. Okay. PlayStation's starting to loosen up a little bit. And we just saw they published a game on Switch. Lego Horizon Adventures came to Switch. I was
going to ask about that. Yeah.
And it's, it's a kid-oriented game, and it's like a licensed Lego game, so it makes sense they would bring it to kind of the more family-friendly console. So I don't think that's going to become the norm, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more and more developers kind of shirking these platform exclusive game deals in favor of getting it in front of as many players as possible.
Now, did Horizon, I mean, obviously you're going to Lego. Does that fit that world? Because like Horizon has been one of my favorite newer properties in the last couple of years. I just, when they announced it to be a Lego game, it kind of threw me off, even though I've got the Lego set. There's a new set coming out next year I'm going to grab. It just felt weird to see that it went Lego.
Look at that. Now it's Lego Horizon Zero Dawn. Look at that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, it is a loose comedic retelling of the first game.
Okay.
And it fits fine for what it is. I mean, like I said, that's the Horizon mainline games are very self-serious, you know?
Yeah.
This is not that. This is going to make lighthearted jokes.
Look, there's Dinobots. Like, they're just taking from everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see,
yeah, kids will love this.
I don't know. I'll still play it. I love the Horizon games.
Yeah, I never finished the second one. It was too much going on at that point.
A lot.
Too much Horizon.
Well, I meant too much in the games industry because, you know, that came out while I was with GI, and it was like I had to try to keep up with everything that I could.
Well, then they put out that DLC for it, and it's like, oh, great, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's like there's just too much.
Let me before we continue on, you just said something that piqued my curiosity. You said you have so much that was going on in the game industry, you don't get a chance to sit there and play a lot of these games or even finish some of these games. Now that you have the time off, was there a list of games that you really liked, but because of your job you had to keep moving forward, you couldn't spend so much time with these things, that you're going back now and actually playing as more of an enjoyment level instead of a work level, like trying to finish these things?
Not at all, because here's the thing: is now I am the kind of a one-man show with my podcast, so I have to try to keep up with everything personally. I can't just be like, hey, you played this game and reviewed it for Game Informer, like, come on my podcast. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. Now it's like, oh, I need to check this game out. So there's a lot of times where like I will have to like take my like, oh, this is my personal gaming time. And I will try to like, you know, check out these games that I need to check out in order to talk about them in an educated manner myself now. And I do still have guests on. Like I will have people on who review big games for other websites now, and you know that works out pretty well. But I found that my gaming time, like I almost feel busier now than when I had like a full-time job, because I'm like taking on like 6 different projects at once, and it's like none of them are full-time gigs, but I'm like, you know, oh, today I've got to work on like 3 hours on this and 4 hours on this, so it is difficult for me to still finish some of these bigger games. But I rolled credits on Astrobot last week, and I didn't really, you know, I wish I would have done that sooner, but it was definitely worth it. And I'm glad that I saw that all the way through, even though I wasn't doing anything for it for work.
Do you feel like you have to like complete these things to really kind of speak to them, or can you get a certain amount of time into some of these games to be able to like you know, like you said, talk about it more, you know, for the podcast and stuff like that? Because when I was doing a movie podcast, it started to feel like work. Like I was watching movies and not enjoying half the things I was watching because I just felt like I had to get a lot in.
Yeah, if I'm just talking about it on the podcast, I only put like a few hours into it, unless it's something that's like really in depth. Like when we talked about Tears of the Kingdom, I played that all the way through, and you know, I had an interview with the developers and everything. So I tried to finish it before the game came out because I had an interview with them and I wanted to do podcasts on it and everything. And that's a game that, you know, people are going to want a deep dive on. But if it's just like, hey, this studio put out this game, I want to be able to talk about it for like, you know, 20 to 30 minutes. I can do that and like get pretty decent impressions on, especially if it's like a platformer or something like that, after a few hours of gameplay. But if I was reviewing it, for example, I would have to finish it all the way.
Gotcha.
All right, let's go back to more game suggestions here for the holiday seasons. What else do you have?
Yeah, so we were talking, I mentioned the Steam Deck, which is a very cool system. You showed yours already, but that's actually the only gaming system I would recommend people pick up this holiday season. I'm sure you're going to get some deals on Switch, PS5, and Xbox, but the PS5 and the Xbox are in this kind of weird space where we just got the PS5 Pro, but that thing is $700.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be on sale because it just came out. So, I mean, unless you don't have any system, I would say, like, don't get anything, because the next year is going to be the Switch 2. So I wouldn't buy a Nintendo Switch.
No. And they're practically giving those away now. Like, I saw a deal there. You can get like one of the OLEDs for, I think it was like $125. Now that's super cheap for an OLED.
Is.
I know the Steam Deck just put out the white edition, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I don't want to upgrade, like I already have the OLED. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a white
I don't
case.
know why
I'll just redo
you
the
buy
case,
any
but
white electronics. Like, you're using social media, you immediately flip it to dark mode. You don't want the white light thing. Why are you going to get a PlayStation that's going to just get dirty from you manhandling it all the time?
I don't know. It looks pretty.
It doesn't. It looks like a cable router. It looks ridiculous. Have you noticed that there's been less of a brand identity with gamers, as far as like, I'm a PlayStation guy or I'm an Xbox guy, and more of the game that they're associating with, less than the platform? Have you noticed that?
On Twitter, no, but everywhere else, yes. I think that it's kind of becoming that more like platform agnostic approach that a lot of people, including some of the companies, are trying to take, right? Like, some people will be diehard PlayStation players, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the PS5 and I'm going to get the PS6 when that comes out, and then the PS7 when that comes out. But like, I think that some people just get whatever system has the games that they want to play it on, and Xbox Game Pass has proven to be a big success in terms of consumers, right? Like, it's still kind of, the jury's out on like how much money that is actually making Xbox. But people, or the developers for that matter, but people have certainly enjoyed the value that provides. And that's one big thing that like people would want to go buy an Xbox for over a PlayStation.
That's the only, I still have my Game Pass. I haven't bought any of the recent Xboxes. I think I don't know what I have over there. I think it's the Xbox One. I've never bothered to get another console again once I switched everything to PC. And I also have a gaming laptop that I take with me when I'm traveling or what have you, that I can just go and I plug this into the laptop, and it's just as good as doing the console, if not better, because I can do Steam and I can do Game Pass, and I can have my libraries transfer with me wherever I'm going. I think that seems to be more important now than I prefer, how things are played on the Xbox, or I prefer how things played on the PlayStation. You're going to those platforms, I think, because of the exclusivity, not for the branding anymore. People like it where I could just pause my game. It's saved on the cloud. I can pick it up as I travel. I can play on my laptop on the plane or at a hotel or wherever I'm going. Same thing with the Steam Deck. I can pick that up and play on my way to work. I can play at work, which is where you're playing most of your shit anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely the big allure of the cloud save system right now, where it's like, I was flying back from a work trip when I was playing this game. One of my favorite games of the year is called Minishoot Adventures. And I was recommended to it by a fellow games media person, and I was playing it on my Steam Deck, and I'm like, this game absolutely rules. And then I got back to my house, fired it up on my PC, and it picked up the save right where I left off, and it was incredible. So this is like a top-down Zelda game almost, but instead of being like Link or like a character running around, you're a ship, and it's like a top-down kind of bullet hell.
Yeah, it's like an 18 or 16-bit era kind of game.
Yeah, this is, I think, the most underappreciated game of the year, if I'm being honest. Like, it's extremely fun, and that
looks like Star Tropics. Yeah.
I'm leaning a lot toward these like almost 16-bit looking games. Like, one of my favorite games to play lately has been Dave the Diver.
So good.
And like things like this
not
make
Bob
me happy.
the Building?
Like, not Bob the Builder. Not Bob the Building. No, but I find that like a lot of these games that are just basic in the way they present themselves are always way more fun. Like there was like another bullet hell type of game. It's like that vampire
Vampire
game
Survivors.
that's on the Steam. Oh, I love Vampire Survivors. I'll put hours into that game, and I'm just sitting there just shooting things.
Honestly, Vampire Survivors might have beaten Game Pass in terms of being the best value in gaming, because that game is like $5 for the base game, and then there's like 4 or 5 DLCs, and the DLCs are like $3 each. And it's
for like less than $20, you can sit there and have this really good complete game. It's fantastic.
If you're not familiar with what it is a single stick controlling game. Like it's just like a top-down, like 8-bit game, and you're just running around this area defeating enemies. And as you defeat enemies, they drop these gems. The gems level you up, and then each time you level up, you can choose a new weapon or an upgrade to an existing weapon that you have. And then your goal is to survive until the timer. Usually, it hits 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and it just gets increasingly crazier. And
I don't know how the Steam Deck handles some of what's on screen, because there are at most like 1,000 different characters going around.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's incredible, like how chaotic
it has a feel like Gauntlet, like the original Gauntlet.
A little bit. It's so fun.
Yeah, this and my third favorite game of this year, Balatro. Those are like the 2 biggest cheat codes that exist on a plane. Because you will look down and you'll be like, okay, I'm going to play this for a little bit. And like that quote on the screen says, there's no escape. You press play and then it's 3 a.m. Like that's really how it feels. You're just like, okay, one more after you die. And then you look up and it's like, oh, I have like 15 minutes left on my flight.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing with Hades. Like I would just keep going.
Yeah, Vampire Survivors is incredible. You don't even have to wait for a sale on that. Like I said, you could
get it.
Drop like $15 and you'd have the complete experience, and that's full price. But Balatro is the other one that I did want to shout out. That is a poker roguelike from a guy who doesn't like poker. And basically he like bastardized the rules of poker in a roguelike format, and you can like level up cards, and each run is completely unique, right? So like you're leveling up cards, these Joker cards that you get, they have like special abilities where it's like, okay, well, now all spades are worth triple or something like that. And you have to hit these certain scores for each individual levels. And you see like there's different multipliers that you get. And yeah, as Gio from Colorado says, it's another nominee for Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
This looks fun.
It is so much fun.
I've seen it pop up on the main page every time I log in my Steam Deck, and I've never like looked into it. But this sounds kind of fun.
If you just play one, and the guy who reviewed it for Game Informer back in the day never played a hand of poker in his life, and he played it and he gave it a 9.5 out of 10. That's how much he loved
fantastic.
It. And I mean, this Astrobot and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are the 3 games that I'm like, any one of those could be my Game of the Year on any given day, because
what's great is that they're not even the same genre. Like they're all just so spread out, because last year you would think you're sitting there going, okay, Spider-Man 2's coming. This is going to be it. Everyone loves Spider-Man 1. And then out of nowhere, Baldur's Gate, and just destroyed everything. And for good reason. It's a great game.
It's amazing.
And it's like,
you would think a lot of these games that have millions of dollars invested in them to have these amazing looking graphics and these, I don't want to say they're simple games, but simpler appearing games are just mopping the floor with them. And I think a lot is people don't want to invest their time in these giant immerse worlds unless they're ready to do so and focus on that. Most people want to hop on and play. That's why, look, I'm not a fan of the first-person shooter stuff, but everyone loves Call of Duty. They can just hop on, join their friends or squadrons, whatever, and they go and they, shoot a bunch of people. Now I know the new one is set with the 90s in the Gulf War, and it has a zombie feature too. If you want to do that, they're going in, they're having fun, they're playing it for a couple hours, turning it off and going to bed, going to work the next day.
And can I also shout out this year's Call of Duty? Because I have not really enjoyed... Okay, never mind. I have not really enjoyed a Call of Duty since 2019's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, I thought the vast majority of the ones that have come out since in the last 5 years have been pretty underwhelming. I heard Black Ops Cold War was pretty good, but I skipped it because I didn't like the other ones. But this is like a follow-up to that. It's Black Ops 6, and it is phenomenal. The multiplayer is terrific. The single player is my favorite campaign in at least half a decade. And it's like, they do such creative approaches to like the traditional first person shooter format. Like there's one where it's like, all right, you're at a Bill Clinton fundraising party and you're like undercover as a journalist and you have to get some dirt on like, how do you get to like this secret basement that this building has? So you sit down and like the woman that like is like your co-conspirator, she's like, oh, by the way, there's a few ways you can get this information. You walked in, or she walked in and she saw like this politician and like this other guy came up to him and gave him a piece of paper and he crumpled it up and put it in his coat. And then he checked his coat. So you can go in and sneak in and like pickpocket his coat from the coat check. Or she was like, like also like this senator was caught cheating by his wife, and his wife is over at the bar drowning her sorrows. I bet if you go over there and like say the right thing, you could get some gossip out of her. And that's
I talked to the wife when I did it.
So did I.
I didn't go the other route, but like it's neat because it's very linear, but also choose your own adventure at the same time.
And then like
it's very cool.
You get over to Iraq, and it's like now it's an open world level, like, and it's like, oh yeah, there's these 3 Scud launchers you have to take out, get in the Jeep and like drive wherever. And oh, by the way, there's all these side missions that you can hit while you're on your way over there. And it's like, man, like, all right, well, I guess I'll do this because I'm on my way to this Scud launcher. And then I get over there and it's like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like, there's like a mission where like a little side quest in there. And then because I completed that side quest, they gave me a weapon that I can use like a rechargeable perk. That's
cool.
And it's like, wow, I just like completed a meaningful side quest in a Call of Duty game.
Right. Feels very Final Fantasy. Like you got extra side things to earn more characters, more things. Yeah, it's probably one of the more fun Call of Duty campaigns I've played in a while. And I haven't really I got part 3 when Game Pass ended up getting it, and I was playing multiplayer there and stuff like that. But I don't think I haven't bought a Call of Duty since probably, like you said, the remake of Modern Warfare.
Yeah. I mean, that's the last one I put any significant time into. And the other ones I just kind of bounced off immediately. And I was like, eh.
Well, I like the fact that Game Pass has it. I didn't have to pay for it. Same with, they just put out the new flight simulator. So I've just, been flying my plane to my house.
I have no interest in playing that, but I have a lot of interest in watching that. I watch people on Twitch do the flight simulator. And they all dox themselves. Like they go out there and they're like, hey,
this is my house.
They're pointing out the mall they went to as a kid and stuff like that. It's like you're telling everybody where you live or where you used to live. But it's just fun to watch that. I remember at one point, I think Jordan was playing.
I was showing you, yeah.
And you were showing me, and like, oh, there's my house over there. I'm like, thank God you're not.
Well, and then I did the thing where you were like, hey, let's go check out Giddles' apartment. So like I would fly the plane. You're like, okay, now make a left here. That's the Javits Center. Go this way. And then you were like flying over Giddles' house. And yeah, it's fun. The new one looks much, much better, especially even on a console. Like it looks really good. It takes a while to load up. Didn't have a really quick launch. Like they had a lot of hiccups trying to get everybody playing, but yeah, that's another one of those. Like I'm glad I have Game Pass because I probably wouldn't have purchased it, but I'm having fun just loading it up and flying around and being stupid.
By the way, speaking of Game Pass, you have this if you have Game Pass, but if you don't have Game Pass, one huge value right now, I'm looking at the Xbox Black Friday deals, and Halo the Master Chief Collection is down to $10. That's Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, Reach, ODST, all the multiplayer maps, all the campaigns. Like it's a steal at that price. $10 for all those games.
We were trying to get Eric to play. We were trying to get Eric to play Halo with us, me and a friend of ours. And I've got it on the Steam Deck. I've got it on all my other consoles.
I played great with you a tiny bit.
Did you actually play?
Yeah, we played a tiny bit, and then that was a long time ago, and we just never went back to it.
Yeah, I'll go through. I was actually on my Steam Deck when I just want to pick it up and do something on Halo. I've been playing through Reach again, and then it just depresses me. No, it's going to end the way it ends. But yeah, that one. That was a great game. And I really loved ODST too because I liked that old noir feel to it. So
I'm looking at the Xbox. The Xbox. It might as well be Roblox. the Xbox Black Friday sales. I'm looking, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Oh, save up to $50 on select Xbox consoles. This one is the least attractive sale on the page. Save up to $10 on Xbox wireless controllers. It's like, ooh, really? This particular one, well, you're only going to get $4 off of that. I might as well just pay the $4 because it's no savings whatsoever. But yeah, I
tried and failed to get myself one of those anniversary controllers for the PS5.
Oh yeah,
they sold out so quickly.
Those were so hard to get.
And then it's just gray. But I want it.
It is. But it's that little, like, the little rainbow accent.
Right. It's just the little things. Like, ugh.
I'm looking right. I should be doing the show, but I'm looking. I'm like, what can I get myself
do the show.
For the Xbox thing here?
By the way, Balatro.
I bought Talos Principle 2 off Steam for a sale that they had.
Oh, nice. I've heard good things about that. I haven't played it.
I played the first one. I loved it. And then the second one had come out right as I was finishing the first one. And the price was just like, I don't feel like dumping that much money into it. And then it dropped below 30, so I picked it up.
By the way, Balatro is currently on sale, at least on Switch, for $13.50. Like I said, one of the best games of the year. If you give it a chance, like you'll get in and you'll be like, all right, well, what's the hook on this game? I swear, if you play one run of that game, you are going to be hooked.
I was gonna say it's only $15 on Steam Deck. I may actually just pick that up tonight.
There's some really great deals on the Switch eShop.
Yeah, they've been running some good ones. I still need to pick up the new Zelda game. Like, I still have not done that.
That's on sale. Oh, wait, no, you're talking about Echoes of Wisdom.
No, yeah, Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay, I was going to say Tears of the Kingdom is normally $70. It's on sale for $50 right now.
Yeah.
If you haven't played that, you absolutely should. What was the one I was about to shout out?
Real quick, the entire Fallout series.
Oh, really?
Is on sale on the Xbox Black Friday thing here.
Well, I wish I didn't just buy like the deluxe edition of Fallout 4 because I was feeling in the mood to play it because I have not fired it up yet.
I did that when they had the series out on Amazon. As soon as I finished, it's like, I really want to get into it. And Steam was like, we got you. And then they put everything on sale for like less than 10. I was like, I'll take all of it.
I don't see still haven't played Fallout 4 Deluxe Edition. They have the Fallout 76 Skyline Valley Deluxe Edition on sale.
Huh. I never got into 76.
Everything
that
else
was a game that had such a bad launch, kind of like how like No Man's Sky had a bad launch, and I just never went back to it. And apparently, it's the player base has got up, and people are saying 76 made a lot of fixes to it to make it a playable game. So I might try it. I think that is also on Game Pass.
By the way, speaking of games that made huge improvements and are now very, very good, Cyberpunk, it has a very good sale going on right now.
I love Cyberpunk. Yeah.
You can get the base edition for $27 on Xbox or the Ultimate Edition for $48. And I think that comes with the huge story expansion that came out last year.
The one with Idris Elba in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
Phantom
need to
Liberty.
get that myself.
Yeah, so the Ultimate Edition, which is $48, comes with the base game and Phantom Liberty. God, I still haven't played Phantom Liberty. I played Cyberpunk all the way through, but like, it's just like there's so many games all the time.
Eric couldn't get past the genital creation, so he just stopped right there.
No, I just kept screen capping all the time, and I was like, this is not going to be very.
He's like running out of memory on my Xbox. I keep screen capping the genital creations.
By the way, Eric, speaking of Portal, shout out to 45 minutes ago. The companion collection is $5 on Switch. That is Portal 1 and 2 for Switch.
Yeah, I have those. But, I mean, that's great. If you haven't played Portal or thinking about going back to it, definitely go get it. There's been some newer versions that have been fan-made that were actually allowed and approved on Steam. And you have to have Portal 2 in order to get these fan-made editions, because I guess it's using the engine or the base coding for Portal 2 for it all. And I got two of them already, and I played through all of them. One was better than the other, but they were fine. And there's another one that keeps saying that it's coming, but it's been like 2 years, and it still says it's coming soon, and you're like, all right, this thing's never coming. But
Valve has been really good about that, because they also did a lot of that with Half-Life as well, where they were just like, yeah, there's this fan-made remake of Half-Life 1 just called Black Mesa. And
I think I have that.
Yeah, it's just like a full fan remake, and Steam's like, yeah, sure, we'll put it on our storefront.
Steam just gave Half-Life 2 out for everybody for free last week. I got it. Now it's on my Steam Deck. It was just free.
Oh, really? I completely missed that. I need to check to see if that's still going on.
Come on, you're the game guy. You should know these things.
Let me tell you, I have my Steam thing open here. Portal Reloaded and Portal Revolution are the two fan-made ones that are out there. Portal Revolution is
like the one with the dancing, right?
I don't know if there's dancing.
Dance Revolution.
Oh, yes. Yes, they're dancing, falling through holes, and being sucked out to the moon. The Portal
Dave Johnson's just judging you.
The Portal Revolution seems to be, it takes place between Portal 1 and Portal 2.
Oh, that's cool.
So the whole facility is, shot to shit. And there's certain areas where they're rebuilding to have aperture labs and all that stuff. And this is about, I guess this is the orb robot creature thing like GLaDOS was. And what was the one that Stephen Merchant played?
Wheatley.
So this is just another one of those things like Wheatley, because Wheatley's, I guess, on the moon. GLaDOS is dead. This other one came awake and now is taking over, trying to rebuild everything, and you're helping this thing out. So the place you just escaped from and destroyed, you're now trying to help rebuild.
That's awesome.
So it was a lot of fun. It was well worth the time. It was like 3 hours or something.
It's fairly short, but it's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm sorry. Continue, please. What else do you have for your holiday selections?
Did you ever play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge?
Yes, we did.
That is on sale right now, at least on Switch, for $16.
It takes you back to the days of the 4-person side scrollers that you would have in the arcade, much like the Simpsons. The Simpsons game in the arcade, where you start off there and you're just moving through, fighting everything, getting to the big boss. It was fantastic. It was like 8 to 16-bit level graphics on purpose, but the gameplay was very free-flowing. The characters look great. Everything was fun.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. The music is terrific, and I do have to shout out that I may be a little biased because the guy who does the music for Shredder's
Stop
Revenge
being biased.
He does the music for my podcast, so
we're fair and balanced here.
Then you're allowed to be biased.
But yeah, he's also one of my favorite game composers, so I approached him to do the music for my podcast. But yeah, it's the same guy who does the music for Sonic Mania, Streets of Rage 4. DLC anyway, Metal Slug Tactics. So yeah, T-Lopes.
I did like Streets of Rage 4. That was a good one.
But yeah, that's on sale. It looks like it's $20 on Xbox and $16 on Switch. I'm sure it's on sale on PlayStation as well. There's a lot of older games that are on really deep discount. Like I said, like Halo Master Chief Collection is insane for $10.
I just saw an older game that I loved playing, and I forgot I still have it. I should go back to it. So when Forza Horizon 5 came out, right? Not too long after that game came out, they did put out a Hot Wheels edition for it. And you're driving through where's 5? Mexico?
It was Mexico.
Right, yeah. You're driving through Mexico, desert scenery. And then out of nowhere, there's just giant orange loop-de-loop tracks. You're flying through the air. It's ridiculous, the physics on this, and it's a lot of fun. They even have the chargers, too, where you can load your card in, and then it power shoots you. Oh, it's so much fun.
That is my favorite racing game ever.
Me too.
That's how much I love that game.
My favorite was 4, when driving through England.
Okay.
And you're just racing through London with the shittiest cars that you could level up to, like the Rolls Royce or the cab and stuff, that had terrible handling, but they would just plow through things.
They had a Lego expansion for that too, where you can go in, you can drive in little Lego cars and stuff like that. It was really fun. 4 was really fun. Mexico was okay. I wish it would have been better. I liked Australia.
Mexico looked better than I think than the story actually is for it. Australia was fun because there were new things that they had in there. Like they had that reverse feature where if you plowed, you skidded off the highway and plowed through like a house or something like that, you could hit the button, rewind back to a point, and then continue your game.
Yeah, that's pretty standard in most racing games these days. But yeah, Forza Horizon 5, I think I saw it was $30 on Xbox.
Or it's on Game Pass.
$40, and then it is $9 for the Hot Wheels add-on for it.
Yeah, you might want to check out 4 because I think they delisted it or something. So like if you download it or you buy it and download it, you get to keep it. But after a while, I think it's going off platforms.
Yeah, 4 is $12 and the Ultimate Edition $20.
Yeah.
So
I love those ones.
And then I think I'm gonna finally, after all these years, pay for Sea of Thieves. I think I just want to have it just in case. I know it's their game, but you never know.
No. Don't pay for it.
Do you play the No Man's Sky at all?
A little bit.
Did you be older? The No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it. I want to play more. It's one of those, it's just like, I didn't play it when it launched because I heard it was bad. And then they made all these improvements, and I've heard it's incredible now. And I've started it like several times. I've started a new file so many different times. And I get like 2 hours in, and I just like, okay, that was really fun. I'll come back tomorrow, and then I get distracted with something else. That's happened like 3 or 4 different times.
Unless you're doing an expedition, they're very like put down, pick up type game. Like there's really no reason to ever feel like you have to continue on unless there is an expedition that they throw out every couple months. But yeah, that is, you can just kill time with it. Or ignore Eric when he plays.
I can do it. I ignore you all when I'm playing it. So it's tit for tat, my friend.
So I'm wondering, like, how many of these subscription services are on sale, because that might be another like outside the box option if you're looking to like get somebody. I see that PlayStation's different subscriptions are on sale for like 25 to 30% off. Switch does not appear to be on sale at all in terms of the subscriptions. I'm trying to see if maybe Game Pass is on sale.
I saw Game Pass. They're having the sale where you can play for 2 weeks for $1.
One of those.
Yeah,
that's when they get you hooked.
But they used to do this thing where they would let you like pay, like if you had like the original Xbox Live, like without Game Pass, you could convert all of those months to like Game Pass. So I had like 3 years of Xbox Live paid off, and it was like so much cheaper than Game Pass. And then if you did like the upgrade to Game Pass option, it converted all of your months from Xbox Live to Game Pass. So I had like 3 years of Game Pass for like $5, and then that expired, and now it's expensive again. So that's
I'm back to monthly. I did the same thing where it's like, you just convert everything. It's like, if you had 9 months, it converts it down to about 6. So you lose some time. But if you have enough of it, you're right. You've got years of it. And then when I saw a charge in my account, I was like, oh, that's right. I got to start paying for this again.
Dream is
dead. Have you been noticing this trend where now they're taking cartoonish animal creatures and putting them in real life situations as far as games go? So there's this game, I want to say it's called Party Animals, where you're just these like it's like a plushie came to life but has no skeletal system. So you're sitting there and you're fighting and beating up all these other animals that are all multiplayers, and you're in these scenarios where there's elements that are going to kill you, and it's like Last Man Standing at a certain time limit. You're just going as these stuffed animals and you're just beating the shit out of it. It's a lot of fun. The other one is called Liar's Bar. Are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
So Liar's Bar is you go into this bar and you're playing games that eventually could mean the end of your life. One of the games in there to play is you're sitting around the table and you're doing a version of Russian roulette. So you're playing cards, you have the card on your head. Like there's different card games you're playing. You got to bluff your way through it, and if you lose, you got to take the gun, spin the thing, and hopefully you don't shoot yourself. But it's just so much fun to watch or play with people where you're sitting there and they're like, no, I don't want to. Oh, damn it, I lost. And they got to spin the gun and they're hesitant. They're arguing. They're bickering. Then they do it. And you just see like this moose. The head goes like this and the moose is now laying on the table. And it's ridiculous. So it's like taking these horrific situations but making it tolerable by putting these cartoonish animal creatures instead of humans in it.
Yeah, I'm watching the footage right now on Steam, and it looks insane. And it looks like so much fun, but I'm not the kind of guy who jumps on and does like these social style games with people.
Right. Oh, I hate people. I won't do them.
But like if there was like an offline version of this, I would be all over it.
Let's see here. For those of you watching on the radio, not so much, but see right here, you're just like in the back room. It's like a bar after hours almost.
It's like you're at a bar playing poker with furries.
Yeah, you're drinking, you're playing dice games, you're playing card games, you're doing whatever, you're bluffing. what is it called? Liar's Poker or something? Where you're bluffing. Yeah, exactly. And you're sitting there, you're going through the whole thing, and if you lose, you wind up doing Russian roulette, and then the last person standing, I guess, wins. But it's just more fun to see who's lying and who's going to...
Wait, is this the one Rob was playing a couple weeks back?
Yeah, he was playing this too.
Okay. I thought this looked familiar. I'm like, I mean, it sounds fun. It's just too much.
If I get a good group of friends, I would enjoy that, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to play that with strangers.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even like playing Uno with strangers. Like, I stopped at some point I stopped caring about multiplayer unless I have friends.
If you have Uno, like, I like playing Uno.
I love Uno. I'll play Uno all the time.
Please.
Like, that's one of my favorites.
Please. Try friending me on one of these platforms. It'd be fun if we could actually play a game together.
I don't want to interact outside of this.
Fair enough, but...
yeah, like, I just, at some point, I just stopped caring about playing multiplayer. Like, Call of Duty is the rare one where I kind of have to because if I want to play it, but, I mean, I won't go out of my way to play games with people anymore. It's weird. It's a weird shift.
I know.
I'm fine with just playing, like, a single-player, good story, and just...
Hey, what are you up to tonight? Hours go by, don't hear from him. I see his Twitch is on, and he's clunking his way through Rock Band, like whatever.
Yeah, I've done that, where it's like, I just want to sit here and listen to music and also terribly play it at the same time, yeah. Or I'll sit there and I'll play Rocket League just for hours.
That's fun.
Just staring at it.
Again, another one of those games that you don't have to invest too much in one time, where it's like, you know... One of the things I loved and hated, I loved that new Zelda Breath of the Wild when that came out, but all the side things and making the recipes, all the micro transactions or all that stuff you had to do. It's like, it was just, I know some people love it. It was driving me crazy. I'm like, I just want to go explore some of these worlds. I can't go there unless I have a pepper sauce, or else I'm going to freeze to death. I can't go over here unless I have the right outfit. You know,
Eric got mad because he got frozen on top of a mountain because he didn't have the right
ice
outfit.
dragon
Like,
shooting at me, and I'm like, where the hell? It told me to go this way, and apparently I was grossly unprepared for this. I didn't have the skill set nor the equipment to be in that area, and yeah, it was not fun. And then you pause for a while, and you come back to the game. You like a few weeks later, I'm like, I don't even remember what I was doing. I'm just going to start all over again and learn this whole thing. And eventually you just rage quit because it's just too much to remember. But yeah, playing those fun games like Rocket League, turn it on, you know what you're doing, and then have a few hours of fun before you turn it off.
We one time invited some professional Rocket League players into our office. Like, this was like maybe a year after Rocket League had launched. And we played our team against their team. But the caveat was they could only shoot half-court shots. Like, they couldn't, like, and they still beat us, like shut us out, and then, like, also just ran up the score on us every single game. It was insane.
I don't get how some of these people do this game. Like, I have fun, and I'm okay at it. But, yeah, I've seen people do some amazing things on that game. I'm like, all right, I'm outclassed here.
In the chat, Pivotal Pete saying Game Pass has been on sale $25 to $30 for 3 months for the last week or two on and off.
Okay.
So there are some sales going on here, and then Gio's bragging because he said, I got a 20-year badge for Xbox this year.
I think that's where I'm at too. Maybe a little bit over.
I think I hit that as well because Halo 2 just celebrated its 20th anniversary, and that was around the time I got Xbox and Xbox Live, and I've never gotten
hilarious because I was cleaning out some stuff and I just found my disc version of Halo 2 in the Steelbook. I've still got just hanging out, and I'm just like,
you should put the Steelbook up on your shelf.
Yeah, like I said, I've just been going through some stuff, and I came across. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I still have that game. So you were talking Game of the Year and your choices. Did you ever play Black Myth Wukong? Like, I've been wanting to pick it up, and I've heard bad things about the PlayStation version. I only have Steam Deck, so obviously it's not running it. Like, I want to play it. I just don't know. It's like, it was big for like 2 months, and then it disappeared. No one's talking about it anymore.
I've heard it's more, I mean, this is going to get...
This was the China game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a certain segment of people that are obsessed with this game. They think it's like one of the best games of all time, and it's a shoe-in for Game of the Year. I have heard from several people that it is kind of more style than substance.
Wasn't this the game they declared a national holiday?
Yeah.
So people could go take the day off and go play it. Okay.
Well, this is the one where people were talking about, this is a neat game. It just doesn't have enough inclusion. I'm like, you play a mythical monkey in China in the the 1100s. What do you want?
Yeah.
Well, the big thing that was wrong with this one in terms of like inclusion, I think, was that there was like, I want to get it right because I don't want to like throw weird like allegations at this studio, but I think there was like some sort of like sexual harassment thing surrounding the studio or like something like that. Like that was what I remember.
I know
that a hostile work environment is what I'm seeing.
Well, I mean, it was made by 10-year-olds in a sweatshop, so it's all right. One of the things that people were talking about is that they cut out characters from Journey into the West, which is what this game is kind of based on, that were like largely female characters, and they made it seem like it was just, well, this is just a male-dominated game. I mean, it still looks fun. Things like this,
there's
like Elden Ring,
a fat baby eating watermelon.
Yeah, it's a little Buddha baby. That guy's made of stone. I mean, you start the game off in a boss battle. I mean, like looked cool. I don't know.
This is another game I think I would rather watch people play than play myself.
Well, and that's the problem, is that these are the types of games like you've got anything from Software, or you're playing like Elden Ring. It's like, well, if I die, then I'm dead, and I got to go back, and I don't know if I will have the patience for this stuff anymore.
I had a good time with Elden Ring the 2 times that I have tried to play that game, but I eventually fall off of it. I'm like, I don't know.
I get frustrated. Like I'm just like, all right, I could be doing something that brings me joy instead of being frustrated at a video game. And that's kind of where my thinking has shifted, where I don't need to be on the hardest level. I don't need to get the achievement for playing it on plus level. I just want to have fun and just sit there and shoot cannons at people with Eric until 3 and 4 in the morning.
Right, because when the working day is done, Jordan just wants to have fun. That's all. Jordan just wants to have fun.
Exactly.
What else do we have? Do you have anything, other recommendations, suggestions for people this holiday season?
I was just looking up, so you can see it behind me. I have these arcade 1-up cabinets. And so I have NBA Jam and NFL Blitz that you see here. And I also have a Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that are off screen right here.
And you also said you had a girlfriend, which now I'm finding even more harder to believe with all of this.
She likes Street Fighter.
Okay.
But I was looking at Arcade 1-Up's website, and they have a few sales right now. They have the Mortal Kombat one that I have that's like $100 off. It's $400 down to $500 down to $400.
Is that the Mortal Kombat 2 one with Raiden on the side?
Yes, it is. So it comes with 1, 2, and 3 on that. Then there's the NBA Jam 2-player version. I have the 4-player version, but there's the 2-player version that's $50 off.
Do any of those old codes from the 90s work on that NBA Jam?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then the cool thing is that a lot of them actually have Wi-Fi now. So, like, if I wanted to play online NBA Jam, I can. I connect.
No, but remember they used to have. I'm trying to remember. I know Nintendo had NBA Jam. Did Genesis have NBA Jam as well?
Yeah.
They used to have codes where if you put the codes in, you could unlock like celebrity players.
Bill
and
Clinton.
Stuff. Yeah, like
I don't know if Bill Clinton is in this version, but I know that like a lot of the codes do work.
Okay,
these are based on the arcade versions.
Yeah, still that's a lot of fun. So that's I would play NBA Jam because NBA Jam the better you got, the more ridiculous the game got. Like you'd be on fire and there'd be fire trails from where you're shooting. It was just so dumb, but it was a lot of fun. It made basketball.
I was going to say, you can get the 2-player Marvel vs. Capcom 2 X-Men 97 edition down to $399 from 500. So that's pretty cool. I don't have enough friends to have a 4-player game, so that would probably fit just fine in my house.
I'll put this out there because, as the kids like to do, they manifest their hopes and dreams. If there's 1-up sales going on for the Simpsons cabinet, I will say that I can give out the P.O. box if you're interested. And I would be looking forward to that, playing that this holiday season, if any of you out there are feeling so kind enough to do so.
That was the game that I wanted to buy when I was a kid. Like I would go to the arcades, and I love like Turtles in Time and the '89 arcade game for Turtles. and the X-Men arcade, obviously, but like the Simpsons one was the one that I got obsessed with, to the point that I asked my parents if they would buy me the arcade cabinet, and they said no, but let's ask the owner of the arcade how much he would sell it for, and the guy said $1,000.
I was going to say, they said, well, let's ask Santa, which was their way of politely telling him to piss off, that it was not happening.
So they told me, hey, if you save half of that, I mean, I'm like, 8 years old or something like that. Like, if you save $500, which, my allowance was never going to get me to $500.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, we'll pay the other $500. I'm like, all right. So I got up to like $185 or something like that. And then I realized, like, I could just buy multiple games for like Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64 or whatever I had at that point. So I just blew it all on that. But they were trying to teach me a valuable lesson of like saving money. And I said, never mind, I'm just buying N64 games.
Yeah, you helped me save enough money to buy more games.
Exactly. But yes, I would also like the Simpsons arcade cabinet is where I was going with on that.
Okay.
I think they were clearancing those out at Best Buy like maybe 6 months ago. And
okay, so Jordan's going to go over there and pick up two.
Oh, they're gone now.
And they're
gone.
Sure they are. You can
Once
go
those
over
things
there.
go on clearance, they'll go fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even listed on their website. Like, that's just, it's gone. So,
all right. Well,
whoever's
Jordan's
not playing there is
being a bit
dust.
of a Grinch this holiday season. But that doesn't mean you out there.
Any holiday season.
Can't pick up the slack for where Jordan is lacking and pick up one or two Simpsons 1-up cabinets for us.
One or two.
Well, Brian said he wanted one, so.
Oh, it's true.
Yes.
All right, so 3 cabinets.
And it's not going to be expensive to ship.
No, not at all. We can send Tom out to wherever you live.
I was going to say, Tom's got
with his big rig. He'll pick it up. And
it's a little bit different than asking someone with a truck to help you move. We're asking him to take an 18-wheeler and just give us arcade 1-up system.
You got to take care of Tom. He would love some In and Out. Or Raising Cane's, something like that. Stuff he can't get quality fast food up in Canada.
Just bring me Tim Hortons.
Let's keep this moving here so we could probably get out at a decent time. Brian, is there anything else that we need to point people's directions to for this holiday gaming season?
I am also having a Patreon sale for Black Friday, November 27th through December 7th. The first month is half off. There's a $5 and a $10 tier. That would be $2.50 and $5 respectively.
And the Patreon is what? Is for all things Nintendo on Patreon?
Yes. So, so the $5 tier gets you early and ad-free episodes. It gives you access to my community Discord, priority for Q&A episodes, and other like kind of just random bonuses. And then the $10 tier is an entire second weekly podcast called All Things Gamers, which is just industry-wide, just talking about whatever topics we want to outside of Nintendo. So yeah, just find All Things Nintendo on Patreon if you feel so inclined.
And Nintendo doesn't give you any shit for using their name?
They took down one of my t-shirt designs because it had Nintendo on it. So now I have it's called All Things Redacted on tpublic.com, where it just says it's my All Things Nintendo logo, but there's a giant redacted bar across Nintendo. And the description is something like, we don't think we're going to get in trouble for this one.
Okay.
That's the only time that I've gotten any crap from them.
I know people can go to the podcast to listen to you guys talk about it, but give us the quick rundown on Mario and Luigi Brothership. Eric and I were talking about it. I forgot it wasn't coming out. I know there was a run of like the remakes and some of the Princess Peach stuff. How is that one? Like, I mean, good for everybody? Good? Is it just one of those cash grabs? We're at the end of the life cycle of the Switch kind of games, or?
It is one of those for sure. Like in terms of like, this is not the A team that is developing these games. We've gotten to the point where a lot of the top tier development teams over at Nintendo have switched their priority to start making games for whatever the next console is going to be called.
Right.
But Mario Luigi Brothership is kind of divisive. The guest that I had on All Things Nintendo to talk about it gave it a pretty low score, and he's not the only one who gave it a low score, but I think the prevailing sentiment is that this is a pretty good game, right? It's not terrible. It's just an all right RPG.
I was going to say, it looks like RPG just reskinned.
Yeah, and it's an updated version of that. There's some fun combat mechanics. I've heard that the puzzles are pretty, like, almost do it themselves, like very obvious, and like the it suffers from that problem that like a lot of the Uncharted or God of War games have, where it's like if you take longer than like 5 seconds, they'll be like, "Oh, here's how you fix this.
Maybe
puzzle.
Go push this button, idiot." It's like, damn it. All right.
So yeah, I mean, it seems like it's fine. I have not had a chance to dive into it yet. But yeah, it's the humor sounds like it's very hit or miss with people, because the Mario RPGs are always known for like kind of their humor.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing at one of the comments.
I'm not really a fan of the RPG stuff here.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Bartholomew is saying those games need a shut the fuck up button. Yeah, no, they do. And especially God of War. When you got what's his face on your back, he's like, "Hey, brother, maybe you want to go do this thing." I'm like, "Shut up, dude. I'm just trying to I'm trying to solve the puzzle." It got really repetitive.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. In God of War Ragnarok, they did eventually release a patch that you could turn that off or like tune it, like a slider of like how soon you want Atreus to be like, "No, you push that rock and that'll solve the puzzle." And it's like, "Shut up.
Shut up, boy."
But yeah, this one seems like the puzzles are very underwhelming. The combat is fun and the humor is hit or miss. So take with that what you will.
I'm just glad that right now the consensus is that, well, I think they actually announced it, that whatever the Switch 2, whatever they're going to end up calling it, or just Switch 2, is going to be backwards compatible. Yes. So it makes me feel less apprehensive of buying some of these late cycle games, because I want to, have that. Because, not to say anything, like I had to mod my Steam Deck just to put Wind Waker on there.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I can't get the remaster of Wind Waker, which would have been a no-brainer since it was on the Wii U. It was on the Wii U. Like the remaster was on the Wii U, and Twilight Princess was on the Wii U, but they never ported it over to a system that's now almost 10 years old. Like, come on, guys.
I remember getting the Wii U as a gift, and I was like, this looks like the hardware itself was clunky. It had the big giant iPad looking thing. And I tried playing, I think the only game I had at the time when I got it was that Mario Levels where you could build your own world. And I was like, I hate the gameplay on this thing. Like this giant awful controller. I was like, this thing stinks. And then all of a sudden everybody was like, yeah, we don't like this. And that thing crashed and burned pretty hard.
By the way, Wii U, that I was in New York for that midnight launch. That was when I came in and did the show with you at the SiriusXM headquarters.
I think didn't I go over there? Didn't I got a free game and some soundtrack, 25th anniversary soundtrack thing they gave away.
I brought you stuff. I remember that because like we were doing giveaways and I brought like a bunch of games to give away and we ended up getting to like 2 of them.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're having fun.
We had so much fun.
Anything else, or are we about done with that?
No, I think you can throw me in the trash now.
Nah. I'll hit.
That's all I got for you.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna put him in that garbage can and right-click empty basket. You'll hear the paper crumple, and then we'll be done with Brian Shea. Again, his podcast, All Things Nintendo. Go out there. Wait, we got to put this handsome man back on the screen. All Things Nintendo. You can find him. Are you done with Twitter? You're just fully on Blue Sky now?
Blue Sky is where I'm primarily. I'm on Threads as well, but that's just like me basically copying and pasting stuff from Blue Sky over.
Are you hiding from the law? Why are you on Threads? No one's there.
So my big mistake was I started on Blue Sky and then I was like, I don't like this. I went over to Threads because all my Instagram people were over there.
Fair enough.
And then I was like, all right, well, I'm abandoning Blue Sky. Like, screw that. And then like I bet on the wrong horse for sure because now Blue Sky is taking off. Twitter, I am like 99% done. It's just promotional stuff that I'm putting up on Twitter.
Right.
But my hope is by the end of the year to just outright close that account because that place is just a pit of misery.
Well,
it's true.
I've been telling people when they were like, I'm leaving this, I say, you still got stuff to promote. Just use it as a marketing tool because a lot of your audience is still there. Whether you want to be there or not is another thing. Sell your wares, keep posting your stuff there, but do your commentary elsewhere if that's where you feel you need to go. Just don't get rid of it if that can lead to money, or to promoting your things that you're doing. But you are doing that, so that is the smart move to promote on one platform and live your life elsewhere. All the best to you with that. Also, the Patreon, all things Nintendo at Patreon. Go there, subscribe. He's having Black Friday deals for $2 and $5 tiers. Go and sign up, support Mr. Shea. He's been on our show. You've been on our show the full 10-year run.
I have, yeah.
That this program has been on, from satellite to iHeart. Yeah, you've been there. You've seen it all.
I think it wasn't even called It's Eric Nagel back when I first made my appearance on your show.
Yeah, no, the first one was that demo show that they were doing, thinking that it was going to be a bust, and it wasn't, and then they wound up giving me my own show. So
that was when we had Big O and Dukes, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That first test show thing that they were like, "Oh, we'll put them on and we'll make fun of it," and then I was like, "There's nothing to make fun of here. We can't really do it." And then they're like, "Do you want to do a show?" Yes, I do. Thank you. Been saying that forever.
Every once in a while, I go past that restaurant because it's right by the Nintendo World store.
It's right across the street from it. Yeah.
We went to that restaurant, and I walk past there every once in a while, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we had a fun night there."
Yeah. Back when you were allowed to do media, still, when radio and satellite mattered, and it doesn't anymore. So we're all here now. We all wind up here on the internet, and probably going to be better off for it in the long run. So
hopefully.
Got to be positive, Brian. What else do we got going on right now, right?
Exactly. That's all we have.
You have a lovely home, furnished full of all kinds of fancy video game cabinets. You have a terrific girlfriend. You're living the life in one of the shittiest parts of the country during the winter. But other than that, life is just your oyster, my friend.
Hey, the summers make up for the winter.
I know.
Here in Minnesota.
But it's more of a 70-30 split, that the 30% is nice, but it's still enough to keep you there. That's another thing. Since you're not doing that job anymore, are you open to moving based on where the work is, or just personal choice to relocate?
I mean, I'd prefer to stay in Minnesota. I think it's gotten to the point where it's I've been here longer than anywhere I've ever lived aside from Maryland. And it's it kind of has started feeling like home. I don't know. There's only a couple of studios that
there are malls in other parts of the country that you can go
to. Right,
to.
It's that damn Mall of America. I can't escape its allure.
He keeps showing up every week hoping that Hulk Hogan's Pasta Mania is going to reopen, and it never does.
No, he just goes to Things Remembered and gets something engraved and then leaves.
I just get the Hulkster on my my bracelet or whatever they do at Things Remembered.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be gross.
Brian, thank you so much for your time. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. Happy holidays. I don't know how much is actually going to change between now going into Christmas as far as gaming going, but if there's something that tickles your fancy and you want to pop on and talk about it, hit me a note. You've got an open door. You're always welcome on here.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much for having me. It's always so much fun coming on here and chopping it up with you guys.
Did you do Chad's show recently, by the way?
He texted me, and then it kind of trailed off. So we never connected on it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah, it's tracks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I wasn't the most enthusiastic about the topic that he wanted to talk about, so it wasn't.
Was it Mortal Kombat? Because that's all he's obsessed with.
No, I love Mortal Kombat. It was Red Dead 2.
All right, have you go find a live video from his studio?
Oh my god!
Look at the back part of his studio. He has an area that's called Shelf Realm, and it's just custom shelving built for every kind of Mortal Kombat collectible.
He ended up getting a big Goro statue in there. He's got
that. He's got the one thing I am actually envious. He's got one of the demon dogs from Ghostbusters.
Oh wow!
And it's 3 to 4 feet tall, and you can hit the thing where the eyes will go red. So apparently one time at night they were shutting down the studio and forgot to turn the eyes off, and it freaked out one of Chad's guys because he just saw the red glowing eyes in the studio.
We had a similar story at Game Informer. We had a bunch of statues in the office, right? And then we had a solid snake statue that he was kind of in a tactical pose with a gun.
Right.
He had a handgun, and the alarm went off in the middle of the night, and the police show up to see what's going on. And,
no.
And they drew on the statue because they just see a shadowy, life-size person holding a gun in a tactical pose, waiting in the shadows. And they almost emptied a bunch of rounds into this statue. So what they did was they told our editor-in-chief, hey, you got to move that into somewhere that's not right by the front door.
Yeah.
So he took it and put it in his office. And then his office faced the Mississippi River, but there's like a small road that goes back there. And I guess the day before the president was going to be in town, we got a call from Secret Service saying like, hey, we see like there's like a statue or something of a guy holding a gun. You need to like either move that away from the window because the motorcade is coming behind your building. We don't want a sniper to take out the statue through your window.
So funny.
So he just had to like shut his blinds for like 2 days because they didn't want any controversy.
Kiefer Sutherland one. We're going to shoot anyway.
So yeah, there's some fun mishaps with statues.
I'm trying to find a screenshot, but I can't, unfortunately. You can just look through his videos, and he'll show you how ridiculous.
You're looking for Shelf Realm?
Yeah, how ridiculous his studio is with what he got. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's just like, I don't want that stuff, but I kind of wish I had that kind of stuff to put up in here. Nobody cares about this, but I had somebody come over recently. We were looking at redesigning the studio, and we were thinking of going the television route where they were going to put the paneling on the walls so that it can either reflect, the lighting schemes that we changed for what we're doing. We talked about putting a big LED screen behind me so that it could kind of like how like ESPN and the news do, where they're now just giant wall to ceiling LED screens so that you can make whatever you want as your background, and it doesn't look like a green screen. It looks awesome. And then I was just like, we're figuring that out. And then they said, you have all of these things that are not displayed in here. He's like, get this shit out of here. The stuff that I still haven't hung up yet. By the way, that's one thing that Brian gave me right over there. You can see.
Which one's that one?
That is one of the original artworks, the posters from Portal 2.
Oh, I remember.
So when you walk through Aperture Labs, you would see the things like robots work harder than you. You're close to being fired. Like, it was all posters that was supposed to be motivational, but it was telling people how terrible they were. Hang this stuff up. We could build some things over here and put everything together. And then I'm like, well, then I'm going to look like Jordan and everybody else who has their stuff. And he goes, yeah, but those are the ones that people love seeing the intricate details in the background instead of having a very static or fancy set. They like looking at that stuff. So
I was gonna say, that's the downside. I move stuff around, so I try to see if people notice.
Right.
It's kind of fun. I got to add another Lego car up here soon.
Yeah, it's the downside of my big open area. So I don't have like shelves directly behind me where I can display like Nintendo figures or whatever. I wish I had like a little bit more like enclosed space.
You could right there where that guitar and your books or albums are.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I was going to say, if I had more space, I definitely would have a lot more Zelda stuff up here. And I think that's probably why I'm glad I don't, because I would lose so much money.
But in Brian's case, he could write it off.
It's true.
Because now he's independent. So if anything he does for his studio, he can write it off with his Patreon for his taxes. So business incentives to be a child.
There we go.
All right. Enjoy your holiday, sir. Thank you so much for your time. We always appreciate you having you here. Take care, Brian.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Bye.
I love that guy.
It's always fun.
Both physically and as a friend. Like, he's just a handsome young man that you're like, he looks like, he was like the early age of the brawny guy. Like, we all seen the brawny guy in the paper towels, full grown man. We know what he's become. But then seeing Brian as like, this is his 20s, didn't go to college, but just cutting his teeth in the world with his giant axe, hacking down lumber to make paper towels at affordable prices.
Well, it's always fun. Like, if you follow him on social media, you're like, ooh, it's a gaming guy. We're going to get a lot of gaming stuff. No, it's just him working out.
I know.
A lot of workout videos, a lot of workout like poses,
and his social media. It's a lot of mirror photos of him saying like, "I look." It's like I could just get up in the morning and throw anything on and look how fantastic I look. And like, we get it, Brian. Yes, I'm liking it. I'm adding a heart to it, but we get it. You look fantastic.
Like, thanks for the medium shirt. I'm like, fuck you.
Anywhere he goes, anything he's wearing, he looks fantastic. The only thing I think I want to boo him on is I'm not a curry fan. But he loves to cook. He does a lot of good cooking. When he puts his curry dishes up on there, I just want to scream boo. I'm sure they're fantastic. I'm sure they taste delicious, but I'm not a curry fan. So I think that's the only negative part of him that I don't enjoy is his fascination for. I think he wants to go on a global curry tour. He wants to just go all around the world tasting all the various curries that are available. I think there's like a couple hundred of them or something all around the world, depending on the culture and the location. He has the time. Whether he has the means is another thing. That should be a tier. Do a $20 tier where he puts on a special show like once a month, and you're funding the Brian Shea Curry World Tour, where you'll get videos of him going around the world just trying different curry dishes. I don't know who wants that. I'm sure there's some kind of foodies out there that would be craving this.
I like cooking shows. I like learning new foods.
Gets it off my timeline.
Yeah, so good.
I know he's still there. Oh, he just disappeared. I was going to pop him up to say, I know you were spying on us, but whatever. All right. Do we have anything really for segment 2 to let people know about?
It could be tabled to next week. We could actually cut this show off.
No, but I mean, is there anything specific? I mean, other than whenever this is coming out Thursday, so you've already missed it, but it'll be available on Peacock if you didn't. NBC's broadcast of the 98th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Right. There is things here in New York. They're worried if the parade's going to happen because now apparently we're going to have terrible weather on Thanksgiving. Rainstorms finally coming in when we haven't had real rain since August. It rained over the weekend substantially, and now Thursday is supposed to be a bad storm, a windy storm, so they don't even know if the balloons can go out now. I'm like, how great would it be if the whole thing falls apart live on broadcast television? I know children will be upset, but as far as the entertainment value in it for me, I'd be lulling hard.
I was gonna say Thanksgiving weekend, Moana 2 is coming out. If you want a nice family film to go check out, The Rock.
Right.
And sequel to the original. Terrifier 3 is on video on demand.
Also a great family film.
Also a great family film. Other than that, there's not a ton.
Everything
the biggest
can wait
thing
till next week.
Yeah, everything can wait.
Okay. We have that. Some of the news stories we don't need to worry. Oh yeah, Chuck Woolery died.
Yeah.
Mad respect for Chuck Woolery. Which here's something I didn't know. I knew legendary game shows, of course, Love Connection. I had no idea he was the original host of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, when it first came out.
I was not aware of that, or I forgot that little fun fact. But I saw some clips of him on the early days of Wheel of Fortune, and you're looking at it like, wow, is he guest hosting for Pat Sajak? What's happening here? Sometimes maybe it's an April Fool's thing where the hosts switch shows, I thought that would be fun, but no, that was where he started, and then went on to bigger and better things. I know Love Connection. There was a couple of other shows that he did too, but Love Connection was the real big one.
Right.
Wicked's doing very well, breaking all kinds of records. People are still getting in trouble for singing in the theaters. I don't care at this point. It's not like it's a movie that the entire public wants to see, and you singing during a movie is interrupting everybody else there. Now, I'm sure there's people that don't want to hear the audience singing. They want to watch the movie people singing. But you're going to a Broadway theatrical event in movie form. What do you expect?
Here's the thing. You wouldn't go to the Broadway show and sing along with the cast. Why do you think it's okay to do it at the screen?
Some shows do. Not all of them. You're right, though. Not all of them do, but some shows encourage it.
It's the first weekend of this movie. Maybe people just want to go and enjoy themselves. The Rock has come out and he goes, sing. You've paid your hard-earned money for a ticket. You've gone into a musical.
Hard-earned money?
You're going to see his Monet.
If we didn't have the show title, Hard-Earned Money would be... I'm going to write that down just in case.
I think that is a very, to excuse the term, tone-deaf opinion about this. Just because it's a musical doesn't mean you need to sing along. All you theater geeks, all you morons, stop it. Let people go see it. Now, my daughter went and saw it without me, thankfully. Her review is, it's okay. Too much singing. And that's how you got to approach this thing. It's 3 hours long. It's part 1 of 2.
Here's Jordan.
Where do you get off?
Here's Jordan going to see Wicked with his daughter there.
You need to shut your mouth.
I'm trying to sing. Leave me alone.
She went to the movie and everybody else, and she turned around and said this to the audience.
Stop telling people stuff. Stop posting. Stop talking. Stop yapping. Shut up.
It's just like her. Just throwing Riz and Skibbity every now and then. And, yeah, you just pretty much got her.
Stop saying things.
I don't get the whole singing bit. You guys got to knock it off. Like, stop being stupid. Just go watch the movie.
Yep. All right.
And stop filming it. Stop filming the movie and posting it online.
Sterling K. Brown's joining the cast of Voltron, the live-action movie that's being done at Amazon MGM Studios. What is he doing? Because I don't remember any black characters in Voltron. Or does that not matter?
He's the Black Lion Zord.
That's just racist.
Maybe he's the yellow one. I don't know.
Lion Zord?
I don't know what it is.
Wait, the Zord's...
Yeah, it's Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. I kept thinking Captain Planet for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine? Our Zords combined, we are Voltron.
Yeah, they just throw all this shit into the same movie. Like, none of this makes any sense. All right. There's that. Oh, holiday catalogs. I want to skim through real quick.
Ooh. Got anything good?
Yeah, I do. Let's see. Make sure that nothing has an address showing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well,
this
first,
is topical.
From, I don't know if... I think we might be starting again with him next week, but Steven Singer Jewelers.
You got a Steven Singer catalog? That is amazing. Why does it look like a Twilight ad?
I don't know.
The guy on the front. Like, it looks weird. I did get a GameStop one. Again, nothing showing really anything too crazy as far as sales go. GameStop is kind of an idiot. Yeah, bad. Astrobot. Brian talked about that. Horizon Adventure Lego. But yeah, not a ton of like real good deals. Epic Mickey Rebrushed.
Hold on. I want to point out something that's on Steven's catalog here, okay?
Is it your address?
No. I'm covering it. Read this.
Then, now, always.
The slogan for WWE is then, now, forever. So I want to put the two online, but I was going to do that, but I was like, no, if he's got the Christmas campaign coming along, we can't do that to a sponsor. But if he's not doing the Christmas campaign this year, I'm going to put that with the WWE stuff and then just like, does this seem like a problem?
This doesn't seem right.
Imagine I cost Steven his business with WWE for plagiarizing, ripping it off.
Well, there goes yeah.
Other catalogs I've got Sharper Image. I
didn't know Sharper Image was a thing.
I know. I mean, it's essentially it's Sky Mall now. Like when you buy stuff and when you're reading those magazines on the airplane.
Right.
Look at this though. Gift for him. Night vision goggles.
Ooh, I love night vision goggles.
How much are they going for? $140.39. So they probably can't be that good.
I used to have night vision goggles. I think with Modern Warfare 2, I got like the special edition where you can get night vision goggles. They were garbage, but I loved them. I got a Lego catalog. I still need to get this one. I know you probably wanted to get that one too.
Yeah, the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas set.
Yeah.
A lot of cool Lego sets coming out. These are always my favorite sets.
Look at this.
Go ahead.
The boardless skateboard.
Ooh, the future is now.
You're essentially putting rings on your feet and then hoping that you can skate with that. I need to now look up videos to see if people are breaking their necks or their legs or both.
I'm sure they are. I got this one. These are always my favorite. Meats catalog.
I don't have that one, but I have this one here. And I also have a Omaha Steaks one somewhere. I think that's upstairs.
You love Omaha Steaks.
I mean,
I'll say this is what, like, you know when you're younger, you're always trying to get the Sears catalog. You're always getting Toys R Us. As an adult, all I want to do is look at baby rack ribs and meat charcuterie boards.
Yeah, why not?
This is perfect. This is exactly what I need.
Look at this. Look at this right here. Different kinds of bacon. Sure. Bacon plus breakfast sausages and Canadian bacon. These are the things you want.
Yeah, I want to eat this entire...
All kinds of sausages. Look at this.
With dipping sauces.
Smorgasbord kind of stuff.
So good.
Yeah, it's the best. You mentioned the kids catalog here. Of course, we had there was a kids one, and then there's the Amazon holiday guide for the adults and everything. There's a lot of shit in here that nobody wants. Like, hey, you want to be in a band?
I do.
Look at that. You can buy band equipment and start your own band.
Nice.
They look like they're going to be successful.
Looks like the guy on guitar is Bill Aoki.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you want to go mosey on down that Old Town Road. You want to be a black cowboy, cowgirl? It's right here.
I mean, Beyonce made it popular to be a black cowboy and cowgirl.
Didn't win any awards, but she definitely made an attempt for it. There's ugly Christmas sweaters. There's a bunch of Yeti stuff. Yeti is quality, though. It's expensive as hell, but there's some good things in here. Oh, look at all this. Get custom sports things. Oh, do you need an Arkansas Razorbacks travel tumbler?
It is my favorite team.
Right.
Outside of every other team.
The Utah sports hockey team?
Oh, God. I'm actually going down to, I'm going to go watch a hockey game tomorrow down in Tucson.
They don't have hockey. You're just going to an empty arena and hoping for the best.
Just outside, just waiting for them to open like it's an old Mervin's commercial.
Look at this. You ever wanted to order a guy in a wheelchair? Now you can.
I mean...
If you want your own guy in a wheelchair...
Look, they're handy to bring to like a Disneyland or a Disney park where you can skip the lines.
I would get a guy. Yeah, great for parking, even if you're going to Costco.
Sure.
Or to Walmart or something like that. You get the handicap spaces.
Yeah, it's easier to get him than the handicap space.
You do have to crack a window and feed them. But anyway, yeah, the Amazon catalog's out. We did that. This one's interesting for the more sophisticated gentlemen. The Tommy Bahama holiday catalog.
Thomas Bahama.
Thomas Bahama.
Just a lot of
from the New Jersey Bahamas. Although I will say some of the stuff does look pretty good. Expensive, but
oh yeah, it's a little expensive.
Quite nice. I do enjoy their vacation shirts made with the coconut buttons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And look, I'm goofing on this thing, but I'm seeing a few pages of stuff here.
You're like,
now.
You're like, I'm gonna bookend some of these little.
Look at that. Look at those right there.
Pretty slick.
Yeah, those look pretty good. All right, I'm gonna have to keep this for me.
You're just gonna leave it out on like the kitchen table with like the pages dog-eared for other people.
No, you can get those tabs at Staples and just tape it to the top.
Or you just get those ones where you put on legal paperwork that point out where you need to sign. You're just like pointing at everything in these catalogs. It's like, why is the entire meat catalog with arrows everywhere?
We've got some shopping to do.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. I think that's it. I think we need to get out of here.
I think we're good.
Bartholomew saying the price for upkeep is prohibitive, though. For what? What did I miss?
I don't know.
Gio's going to the Avalanche game tomorrow. Good for him. Have a good time. What's the main food at hockey games?
Depends on where you go. Like some places have like different things. Like they used to actually have a Tim Hortons inside the Coyotes arena. So you can go get like the Timbits, a nice coffee, and go chill, nachos, nice. Hot dogs, things like that. I mean,
for going to the New Jersey Devils game, it's like chicken fingers and Stella Artois.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they have gotten... arenas have gotten a little more upscale, so you can get like a nice burger or you can get barbecue. I mean, it's not just the normal hot dog and nachos kind of bit. Like some of the things are just that, and then you've got your specialty stuff. You know, Gio saying smash burgers at the Avalanche arena. So I mean, it just depends on where you go. Everyone's got their own little thing. Like pizza, you can get pizza.
You can get pizza anywhere, though.
Yeah. And if you put it on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime.
Beth Clark's checking in. She saw Wicked this afternoon. In my opinion, it's incredible. No one sang along. Ariana Grande is beautiful. Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah, but the camera adds 10 pounds, which means she's only about 15 pounds.
Yeah, she's in the negatives.
She starts at negative.
It brings her up closer to zero. Oh, he was talking about Smash Burger.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a fan of Smash Burger. I like Smash Burgers. I don't like the chain. The chain's not good, and anytime you walk in there, it just
you just don't like the fries, the truffle fries.
Oh, I know. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. And it's going to be a very Merry Christmas for one Jordan here. Look at that super chat for Mason K. $20 in honor of Chuck Woolery. Get him to do my bidding. In honor of the late great Chuck Woolery. Jordan will be able to afford a turkey this Thanksgiving. Did you get your turkey?
I had 2 turkeys.
Oh, nice. What?
Yeah, well, see,
Why
I found
two?
out that you can put a turkey in the freezer and have it last like 2 years. So when they were all on sale and tried to clearancing out last year, I bought like 2 or 3 turkeys. I have a big chest freezer.
Oh, so you have it from last year?
Yeah, so I've had I had a turkey that I donated to the schools, and then I had my own.
Frostbitten, that you take it out, it's just blotched,
just
and you can't do
green.
anything with it. There's no amount of brine that's going to bring that thing back to life.
I am brining my turkey this year. I got the Kinder's
the butcher
set that you did.
I did it last year, where I went to pick it up, and as I was going to try to tie it, the handle leaked. The top part of the bag leaked to the side, and a bunch of the brine spilled out all over the kitchen.
Oh no!
But this year will not be happening because I will be brining the turkey on the kitchen floor. This way, there's no chance of that thing and gravity working against me at that moment.
Yeah,
so I picked me up a 22-pound turkey.
Nice.
And that bad boy is thawing right now in the fridge outside. And I'm not cooking on Thursday because we're going to family. So Friday, I'm doing my own personal Thanksgiving where no one's invited because you don't get any good leftovers if you go to family. So this way you make it all yourself. I get up Friday morning, get the whole festivity rolling, getting everything cooked and ready to go. And
mine's going to be a Kinder's Thanksgiving. I got the Kinder stuffing. I found the Kinder's gravy.
I opted out of that. I looked at it and I looked at it. I was just like, nah, that doesn't look.
And I wanted to try it.
I think I'll try it.
Like, they had the big end cap of all the stuff, so I was like, I'll grab that.
I think I'll try it on my own, but I wasn't going to have it for Thanksgiving. I went with the stovetop because
I did your bit the other day. I was hungry and I couldn't think of what to eat, so I made an entire box of stovetop stuffing and just ate it.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember the other day you did the same thing.
Well, I didn't do it with the box of stuffing. No. I have the container where you can portion out
individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm gonna do the Eric, and I just ate stovetop stuffing. It was so good.
You want a pro move?
What's that?
I'll give you a pro tip for this. So you know how you have to heat up I think it's like a cup of water and
like water and like a whole block of
butter. four tablespoons of butter, right? Replace the water with chicken broth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just do it that way, even though it is chicken broth based stovetop stuffing. You do it there, and it just wow.
Well, and they have different kinds of stovetop, and I got the one with the savory herbs. Oh, it was so good.
That's okay. I still think that the chicken version is the best out of it. I know people like the cornbread version. I'm not a big cornbread fan, so that doesn't do it for me. The turkey version is okay. Turkey stock just isn't as flavorful as chicken stock, but I got the turkey version for this year, and I'm going to actually cook it after the turkey instead of with the turkey. Mm-hmm. So I'll take some of the pan drippings that's not just straight grease. You can filter that out. Take some of the pan drippings, put it into the pan, not to make the stuffing. Then I have a ceramic thing that I'm putting the stuffing in, and then baking that in the oven to get the crispiness of it that you're missing from, because you can't cook it in a turkey anymore. Apparently, you'll die if you do that. Everyone loves to tell you, don't cook the stuffing in the turkey. You just ruined it for me. I mean, I know they've been saying it for decades, but what's a little salmonella between friends? Family. It's that time.
Hasn't killed me yet.
No. If COVID and the election didn't kill your family, nothing's going to kill your family. You're fine. So I'll make the turkey with some of the pan dripping, the turkey stuffing, and then heat that up so it's all crunchy. I'm making. I'm skipping the mashed potatoes this year.
Oh, why?
I'm going au gratin.
That's great, but
I'm making
why?
au gratin.
You can have both.
I know I could, but damn it, you're going to make me go out and get a bag of Red Bliss potatoes tomorrow.
100%. You're gonna sit there and go, the au gratin's good, but I can't put this on a roll with a piece of turkey. It tastes weird.
I'm not putting it on a roll with a piece of turkey.
You're a terrible person.
No, what I do with my leftover turkey is I have some good New York made Russian rye bread with the seeds, and I put turkey, I put mayonnaise, I put sour garlic pickles on there, a little salt and pepper, and that's
you don't put a little mashed potatoes or maybe No,
I'm not making the gobbler. Oh, by the way,
you need to make the gobbler.
No, 7-Eleven is selling a gobbler.
Are they?
So I'm going to go to 7-Eleven and go try it and see how terrible it is.
You know what I tried doing, which I think you still need to put up. So if anyone's looking out there, eventually we'll get the review of the DiGiorno's Thanksgiving pizza I tried.
Yes.
I went back to try to get it.
I have
gone.
That. I know. I can't find it anywhere. I have the video. I'll put that up tomorrow too. I'll put not tomorrow. It'll be up before the episode goes out.
Right.
We'll just say that. So
I tried finding it again just to have I was gonna make it early in the day just to have that, and it was just gone. It makes me sad.
Our pal Tom from Alberta saying, I'll be in Texas on Thursday, so In-N-Out for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, yes, you're Canadian, so it doesn't matter if you're celebrating or not, but In-N-Out still seems like a sad choice. You're in Texas. Go get some quality barbecue. Get a brisket.
But they have a good roast. I bet they have a good smoked turkey out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure they do too. Good barbecued smoked turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Go find. All right, Tom. Go do a little Google mapping and see what's around you in that area, and go there. Don't go to In-N-Out. As much as we enjoy the In-N-Out, it's not the time or the place to do that. Hollywood agent Rob Stark is in the chat saying, Red Bliss is also the term commonly used to describe Jordan's complexion while on camera.
Yep.
Beth Clark is saying, don't forget to make crock pot stock of your carcass. Listen, whatever they want to do to me when I'm dead is up to them. But while I'm still here, it shan't be happening. No, I'm not making turkey stock. Nobody wants that. Look, the end all be all is chicken stock. And you use it for everything and it's no, you can make stock of other things. That's great. I'm still using chicken stock because it's the best. Beef stock for other things, but chicken stock is usually the main go-to from all that. Gio in Colorado saying In-N-Out will be closed most likely. Yeah, there you go. Get there early, get some holiday barbecue, and then store it in the cab of your truck for Thanksgiving proper. Didn't they already have their Thanksgiving in Canada?
Yeah, it's in October.
Yeah, okay. So it's not like Boxing Day. It's the next day after our holiday. So, what is he saying? Hit up a Buc-ee's. You know what? I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
One here in Arizona.
But I'm thinking that Buc-ee's might have some quality Thanksgiving stuff if you go there.
Probably.
All right. I think that's it.
Yeah,
we're good, right? All right.
I'm good.
Let's get out of here and enjoy the holiday. There is the promo music, so while we do that, Jordan, tell us about what's going on with the show as the nation's eyes turn to you.
You can follow me on X, Instagram, Blue Sky at JinxRonan, Twitch at JinxRonan79, and if you want, go and like and subscribe to the show. It's Eric Nagel. If you've got Amazon Prime, go use that free subscription. Go on Twitch and subscribe. Throw us a like. Make some comments. Be nice. Go say hi to Rob Stark. He's
lurking in the chat, being surly.
Surly.
Not playing any games with us.
No, I haven't talked to Rob in weeks.
I know. He's too good to talk to us anymore. So, I'm trying to live a better lifestyle. I'm trying to sleep on a normal period.
I'm trying to get good sleep.
Really? How's that going for you? And don't lie, because we know. For us and for me and for all things involving this show, all the social media handles at It's Eric Nagel. You can follow us there for updates, or if you want to shit post, shit talk. It's kind of what I've been doing lately, so it's a lot of fun when you're got nothing but time on your... No, that's not entirely true, but you have some more time on your hands than you're normally used to. We can go on there and see me having fun. The consumer account has been active. You can go over there. The video should be up by the time you get this episode on Thursday of Jordan trying the Thanksgiving pizza, so look for that. And if you want to join us live each and every week as we do the program, you can head over to our live rooms on YouTube and on Twitch, all under It's Eric Nagel. Like, subscribe, favorite, do all the things that the kids tell you to do, the bells and notifications and all that fun stuff, so that you know when we're doing this. And that is it. I think we are done. Rob is saying he literally messaged you today, you dick.
Yeah, he messaged me to get me rolling on designing some stuff like I've been wanting to do, but I got promoted after he asked me to do it, and I just feel so good.
Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And I didn't hit the button right. There it goes. And there we go. And we'll be seeing you. Happy Thanksgiving all.
It's Eric Nagel.
so much better than a traditional Thanksgiving.
Yeah, dude, I hate Thanksgiving. What is that? What am I supposed to be thankful for exactly? You know, who am I meant to be thanking, right?
Like, I've had to scratch and claw for everything I've got. If anything, I should be thanking myself.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends, so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.